Yo. Let's get it. What's up? It's the Draft Nerds here. And we got a special mock draft episode coming to you while the NFL Combine is on. So as you're watching your NFL Combine and looking at prospects run 40-yard dashes in underwear, we'll be doing a mock draft trying to see where these prospects will land. We got in the building today, we got my boy Coach War ready, live from Atlanta. He's in the war room down there in Atlanta, Georgia, trying to figure out what is he going to do with his picks today. All hail the championship Chiefs. Javon is over there with his championship banner in the background. He's going to be picking for his Chiefs, obviously, and he's got some other teams he's picking for today. So he's in his war room. And Jay is literally in the Colts war room, as you can tell. He's ready to bring the Colts back to glory, get them back in the winning circle, winning championships. And then this guy needs no introduction. We're talking about Mr. Bill. ESPN has Mel Kiper. We have Bill Carroll. My guy Bill here. He's over there in his war room thinking about what trades he's going to make, what picks he's going to pick, and how he's going to make.
Two players going in the first round.
So all right, fellas, how we feeling about this mock draft coming up? Anything that is exciting you about the combine? Something that surprised you that you didn't see, that you didn't know was going to happen?
I mean, personally, I just always love the combine because it gives a chance for those guys who may have been lower on the draft boards for a lot of teams. It gives them a chance to really show their stuff and raise their stock. And we've already seen multiple players. I think this combine showed how heavy the wide receiver room is for this year's draft. I mean, and so to me, it's just a beautiful thing to see guys that get that shot to be able to raise their draft stock and put themselves on the draft boards of teams where they probably maybe weren't before.
I can't believe that Keon Slovis is that much faster than Spencer Rattler. Wow. Didn't see that coming. I saw a lot of other things. I mean, there's only been 2 or 3 things that really surprised me, that being maybe the most surprising. If you told me that Keon Slovis would be that much faster than Spencer Rattler, I would say there's no possible way. But the defensive tackle class as a whole, a lot of guys I liked on tape, and then a really great number of guys had fantastic testing days.
Yes, they did.
And when you're trying to find, particularly those penetrators, right, you're looking for, obviously 40 matters. We're looking at their 3-cone, you're looking at their short shuttle, and especially their vertical. A lot of people say, 10-yard split, 10-yard split. 10-yard split still comes down to your starting technique as a sprinter. I can manipulate a lot, just like making a guy technique-wise a better sprinter. To me, it's the vertical that's the best indicator of that initial burst. And when I'm looking for those 3 techs, I want to know if you're a 307-pound dude who can jump 35 inches, please, yes, come this way. That's who I want. And to me, 10-yard split tells me more than anything else is how good your starting technique is out of the blocks. So I hear people like banging on 10-yard split, and I can prove that it's less predictive of future success as a player than vertical.
Yeah. Agree. Really quick, Bill, give me one of those interior defensive tackles that stood out the most to you.
Well, my pet cat is still Braden Fisk. I was a big fan of his coming into the Senior Bowl. And it's hard to separate when you actually talk to when you talk to a player and like their personality jumps out at you. You try to not get too emotionally connected or whatever, but the guy is clearly a guy who just loves football. He's very engaging, and you can tell how hard he's worked, right? He was in good shape when he was playing, but he's reshaped his body, and you can tell how much this mattered to him. He's made himself a little bit of money in this process, and I think he's going to be a really good player.
Of course, Bill, this mattered a lot to him because this is a homecoming. He is a Indianapolis born and bred man. And guess what? The scouting combine is here in Indy. I've been,
where it belongs.
as it should. If they try and move it, they will pry the combine from my cold, dead hands.
Closest thing to the Super Bowl you ever gonna get, Jay.
You mean
In the near future.
2025 can't get soon enough is all I'll say on that. But anyways, I've been on the scene at the combine for the last 2 days, and it's been a wonderful time. I haven't been able to go today. I had some other obligations, but you know what? It was still a great time to watch it at home. And the atmosphere is always electric here at the combine. Just so many meetings, so many agents, players, scouts, media members. It is the absolute biggest job interview in the NFL. And there's no better city for it than Indianapolis, and I will stand on my business on that.
Yeah, no, I agree totally. And every time they talk about moving it, and sometimes they're moving it to places where it would be a nightmare.
Yeah, if you put it in LA, I swear players are going to revolt.
They always want to put everything in LA. All right, Coach.
That accessibility in LA will be atrocious, to say the least.
Yeah, you're going to have players missing meetings by an hour because they're stuck in LA traffic. You ain't going to have that issue in Indy, especially with everything so walkable.
Right.
There's no excuse to be late.
Indy's perfect too, because like if I'm in the South, like Southeast, I could drive right up 85 and get where I need to be. I could go 65 and then turn up and still get there. It's not that bad of a drive either. So
exactly,
Indianapolis is prime, so they got to keep it there. Just to echo what Bill was saying, Braden Fisk was my guy too, because I wanted to see how well these guys bend. Because again, a lot of people fall in love with the 40, fall in love with the jumps and all that good stuff. But it's like, hey, when the quarterback does step up and get past them, hey, can they bend and retrace and scrape down and go get after him and not lose speed? If they do lose speed, how fast can they get back to close to top speed as they can? So for me, highlighting it this year, the drills that they've had, that was an eye-opener for me, and I loved every second of it, because now we get to see a little bit more of the big guys moving around and so forth. So,
how did you guys like Tavondre Sweat doing the hoop drill at 366 pounds?
I'm just applauding that guy every time he executes a drill, because I'm looking like that's two of me running down there doing what he's doing. Like, holy shucks.
Bro, throwing some weight around there for damn sure. And those poor bad guys, I don't know if anyone saw the clips, but he demolished their faces.
Right. They need to get workman's comp for sure.
Man, I don't know. Like, you guys are watching right now, the receivers are out here, and man, Brian Thomas is he's struggling, man. He's already got 2 drops, like easy drops, like they hit him right in the hands, and he's dropped the ball. So, you've seen one of the coaches telling him to keep his head up, but he's a guy that has a lot riding on this combine, right? Like, where he goes is a lot has to do with how he tests and how he does in the interviews, but sometimes that can cause players to press a little bit, right? They feel like they got to go out there and they got to do something beyond what they normally do, and it can kind of cost them. He looks like a guy that's kind of in his head a little bit. So just an update of what I just saw with Brian Thomas. I think this is him again coming up, and has another drop. That's his 3rd drop. Wow. Another one. Struggling.
It's mental, right? At this point, everyone here played a sport. I don't care if it was tennis, golf, whatever.
Right.
I played a little bit of football, but my best sport was wrestling. I lost to the same guy my senior year 3 times. I lost to him in the district. I lost him in the regionals. I mean, it's got in my head. Eventually, I couldn't beat this kid. There comes a point in your brain when at some point, like, you're having these extraneous thoughts at the exact worst time. And I don't know what his routine is to chase those thoughts out of his head and refocus, but he needs to get that.
He needs to get it together ASAP. Well, with that being said, we're gonna hop into our Draft Nerds live mock draft. So I have the North teams, AFC and NFC North. Bill will have the NFC East as well as his his beloved Steelers. He'll also have all the AFC West teams except for the Chiefs. Then we have Javon, who will have. There it is. Javon will have the Chiefs, obviously, his champs. The 49ers, he will have the Cardinals as well. And then Javon will also have the AFC East. Coach Ward will have the NFC South. Jay will have the AFC South. And Coach Ward will also have Seattle and the Rams. All right. Gentlemen, start your engines. The Draft Nerds Live Mock Draft is officially open. And with that being said, the Chicago Bears are on the clock. And as you can see on your screen here, we've already worked out a trade. That way we don't have to work it out in real time. And Justin Fields has been traded to the Atlanta Falcons for pick 43 this year and a third-round pick in next year's draft. So Justin Fields, you are now an Atlanta Falcon. I'm sure they will be happy to welcome you home. And with that being said, with the first overall pick, the Chicago Bears select Caleb Williams. And now he can get a shape up to go along with his his new team. He can get a haircut. But yeah, Caleb Williams, man, it's a no-brainer for me. The dude is just spectacular. And it's so funny because everyone's saying, oh, he didn't have a great year this year. I mean, all he had was 3,600 yards. He had 30 touchdowns, only 5 picks, and had a QB rating of 118. So, if you're into that type of thing. So Caleb Williams to the Chicago Bears, and Ryan Poles and the Bears, Eberflus, those guys are now moving in a different direction. And we'll see how it all turns out. All right. The Washington Commanders are on the clock.
That's me, right?
Yeah, you are AFC.
Okay, right. Making sure.
NFC.
Yeah, just making sure.
Mhm.
So yeah, this is not a super difficult decision.
Mhm.
While there has been a lot of chatter about certain things, including trying to trade up to the number 1 pick, we're going to stick and stay exactly where we are, and we will select Drake May from the University of North Carolina.
Ooh. Drake May, come on down. Hey, I'm starting to think that that Washington loves North Carolina quarterbacks, right? Because now they have 2 of them. Drake May, you're now teammates again with Sam Howell. And really quick, Bill, how do you see that working out with the Commanders?
Well, the good news is there's already an established good relationship between the 2. And when Sam Howell's been asked about Drake May, he's always given glowing reports. They got along quite well in their time together at Carolina. I'm a little sad that Drake May didn't do a full workout. If you see his basketball, obviously you don't want to go too much off because lots of guys were good basketball players. Joe Burrow was a pretty decent player. Joe Burrow thinks he's a better player than he was, but he's a decent player. Probably Mahomes was pretty good, but probably the best high school basketball player of all the current NFL quarterbacks was probably what's his name, who was the point guard for Michael Porter Jr. And when they were on AAU together. He's backing up Geno Smith now in Seattle. Terrific basketball.
Drew Lock.
Drew Lock.
Yeah, Drew Lock was a terrific basketball player also, but May might have even a slight edge on him as a shooter, probably a slight edge on him. Lock might have been the slightly better defender and slightly better passer, but he's a terrific athlete. He's from a tremendous family. His father was a very good quarterback at North Carolina as well. He has a brother who was on, Luke was on the national championship team at Carolina. He's raw, and he holds the ball. He makes some mistakes, does some things I don't love, but his talent is he may be as or more physically talented than Caleb Williams. Once again, they didn't work out, so we didn't get a chance to do a comparison of it. But I won't be surprised if his vertical and 40 end up being better than Caleb's.
So real quick before we move on to the Arizona or to the New England Patriots, sorry about that. What do you think about the pairing of Drake May with Cliff Kingsbury? What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, that's another thing that attracts you to this, right? Because we always talk about, Caleb being a perfect fit for him, but Drake May is another guy that ran, a spread him and shred him shotgun, offense that's essentially the same offense that Cliff Kingsbury's had success with. So they're not, Coach Longo, whatever you want to say about him, is a guy that's very much into the same kind of things. It's not a huge transition for him. He's going to be doing a lot of the same things. And you'll need to speed him up mentally. You'll need to slow him down at times physically. I want his eyes faster, his feet a little more still, and his brain a little more focused. But I think that good coaching can do that.
Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, the New England Patriots are on the clock.
Man, I've been thinking about this one for a minute. I think they're in a tough spot. Being this pick here, they can go one or two ways, and I think we know it's either going to be quarterback or it's going to be wide receiver. Are they going to, give another year at the quarterback situation with Mac Jones, or do they move on from it? Since the talk has been more of them moving on from the quarterback, I think they're going to go Jaden Daniels, LSU. I think he's probably the next best quarterback that's on the board. It has been shown that you need a quarterback in this NFL. Especially and you need a quarterback like Jaden Daniels. You need one who can move a little bit, who has the arm strength. And I think there you go.
There you go. Jaden Daniels to the New England Patriots. And they turn the page on the new era. OJ, who's the coach over there? It's Gerard Mayo. Gerard Mayo, right? Yeah, Gerard Mayo. I'm about to call him OJ Mayo. You remember OJ Mayo?
I remember OJ Mayo
from USC.
Yep. Another
Gerard Mayo.
A high school legend, OJ Mayo. But I scouted Gerard Mayo. I still have my scouting notes on Gerard Mayo.
Hey, Javon, TJ says dub pick. That was a great pick. I like the pick. Also, I just think, Jaden Daniels, man. The Patriots have seen Lamar Jackson, right, over the last couple of years, and I'm sure they're looking at it like, we need to get us a guy like that, right? They try to do it with Cam Newton. It didn't quite turn out the way they had hoped, and this is a good chance and opportunity for the Patriots to turn the page, kind of move themselves further away from the Brady era, especially now that Belichick is no longer there. And then now you have a new young coach with a new quarterback, and they can go and grow together. And I like that pick a lot. Good job, Javon.
And personally, I like it a lot because it means Marvin Harrison Jr. is not a Patriot, and that would kill me as a Colts fan to see Harrison Jr. on the Patriots. Gag me with a spoon. No, thank you.
All right. So then we have the Arizona Cardinals are now on the clock. All right. Who's the resident GM for the Arizona Cardinals? Who we have for the Cardinals? That will be Mr. Javon. He has the Niners and the Cardinals.
Ooh, you gave me them too?
Yeah.
Look, I'm staying consistent with every mock draft that we've done. And every time that I've had the Cardinals, you already know who I'm picking for the Cardinals. Marvin Harrison Jr. They're going to pair. They're going to get a wide receiver.
All right, Marvin Harrison Jr., you are a Cardinal. And one thing about the Cardinals, man, they're one of those franchises that always seems to just fall into like great wide receivers, man. For as long as I can remember, man, Anquan Bolden. And then after that, they ended up with Larry Fitzgerald, and he was there for a decade and a half. And then, they went out, they had a law for a minute. They went out and traded for D-Hop. They get Hollywood Brown. And then now they get the Crown Prince, the golden jewel of the 2024 NFL Draft, Marvin Harrison Jr. Chef's kiss. Shout out to all the Colts fans who are so happy that Marvin is not going to be a Patriot or anywhere in the AFC. That's one more guy we would have to deal with. So, Marvin Harrison, you're a Cardinal. Really quick before we move past the Cardinals, what's your take? What is you guys' take on them with free agency? Do you think they bring back Hollywood Brown, or is Hollywood Brown gone from the Cardinals? I do know that they do have the young receiver from Purdue. I always forget his name.
You're talking about
Are you talking about Michael Wilson, or are you talking about Rondell Moore?
Wilson's from Stanford. Wilson's from Stanford. Yeah. And they're like the two most opposite receivers you could think of.
Yeah.
One of them is 5'7" and 3/8. The other one's like 6'4".
Right. But I do think that I think he kind of gives you what Hollywood gives you a little bit. So I think they could probably let Hollywood walk. Michael Wilson also stepped up really big last year. And now you move in Marvin Harrison to that number one X receiver with Michael Wilson and damn, y'all just said his name. I forgot it already.
Rondell Moore.
Yes. I was about to call him. I don't know what I was about to call him. But anyway, Rondell Moore in the slot is perfect. I do still think they need to find a running back. I think they can use an upgrade at that position. But yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I think Hollywood may be moving on, but it's a great pick.
Yeah, Hollywood Brown, if he moves on, that would be a little tough. But yeah, that is a very explosive offense. So many weapons. We didn't even bring up Trey McBride at tight end, who has slowly developed over time, and he's going to have a big year 3 breakout, especially with Kyler healthy now.
Yep.
That is a dangerous offense.
Watch out for his former teammate, Dylan Double Balls Holker, that you got a chance to look at. He's been in my top 5 tight ends. I'm a big fan of him as well. Colorado State got their finger on the pulse of how to develop tight ends, apparently.
All right, the Chargers are on the board.
Okay.
Chargers on the board.
So, for those that were hoping somehow Joe Alt was going to make it to them, so sorry, not going to happen. So now we get to have a true bookend of young elite tackles, and we get to protect our young elite quarterback, and it allows us also to be better in the run game than we've been recently as well. So we're locking that position down.
And somewhere the Titans fans are going crazy.
Joe, so Bill, I have to ask, why not Brock Bowers?
I like Brock Bowers just fine, but I think people are getting a little too far over their skis. He's a really good football player. He's have a really nice career. But if you think he's going to have a career that even approaches, say, what Travis Kelce's doing, I just think you're wrong. I think you're flat wrong. I think he's maybe a little closer to Kittle, but that's not a guy I'm taking in the top 5 picks of a draft. I like Kittle just fine, but even if I knew now what I knew then, I'm not taking Kittle in the top 5.
Right. Because I'm thinking, the Chargers got to see Kelce up close for now a decade, right? Twice a season.
Who also didn't go in the top 5.
No, he's not. But none of these guys were the prospects coming out that Brock Bowers is, right? And so I'm not saying it's a bad pick because I think Joe Alt is a great pick. I just know there's a lot of people on the side of, well, why not give Herbert another weapon, especially if they end up having to move on.
We are going to get Herbert another weapon. There's 6 more rounds of the draft.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think people get a little too focused on the first round of the draft. There's a bunch of other rounds.
And here's where I agree with Bill, because you got to protect Herbert. What can Herbert do if he's not being protected?
But
they have the Chargers need to address that.
They have a franchise.
The good thing about Rashawn Slater is he played 2 years at right tackle in college.
Correct.
He can shift over to the right side and still be an elite tackle.
Exactly
and
my thinking.
There at left,
he'll be even better when he gets over to the right side.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm playing devil's advocate because we had this conversation yesterday, Bill, about the gap between Bowers and the next tight end, right? Like it's like 60 picks between the two. Whereas the tackle draft is really deep this year. So
Yep.
you know, if you didn't get your tackle here, you could get one in the beginning of the second round. But I like the pick. I think Joe Alt he's my number one tackle. So
right. In our particular, first of all, look at the production we got at tight end with guys that are just guys. We've
Right.
figured out how to get production at the tight end position. Like that's not even the weakest part of our team.
that's true.
So
Jim Harbaugh likes to beef up the line, so that makes a lot of sense.
True.
and don't worry, I promise you there'll be a tight end drafted by the Chargers.
Hey, look, when he was with the 49ers, he had 2 young booking tackles that I think he drafted in back-to-back drafts, high, very high. So Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers, they get their man, Joe Alt, either will play left tackle or he'll play right tackle. Like you said, Slater can move to either side. So keep Herbert upright. Also, Joe Alt will do wonders in the run game as well. And we've heard Greg Roman talk about what would Herbert be like with an elite run game. So it's a great pick. And now with that being said, we have the New York Football Giants who are on the clock.
Yeah.
Who's the Giants? NFC East. Oh, that's you, Bill.
Oh, that's right.
Bill, you back.
Right. That's the thing about this one is I keep forgetting how many picks I have back to back.
Yeah.
This is where it gets fun because there's a lot of ways to go here. I am going to. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to take the highest rated player on what I believe will be the Giants board. Not my personal board, but I believe the Giants will have highest rated on their board. And I believe that will probably be Olumowayu Fashanu from Penn State. And once again, it's another thing of helping your quarterback, whoever that might be, as well as helping your we would have loved for Jaden Daniels to be there, but it didn't happen that way.
I like the disclaimer, Bill. I love the disclaimer.
Whoever that might be.
Well,
hey, look, man.
There's
Daniel Jones, but they were very committal on him. Like when they would talk this week at the combine, they said Daniel Jones is their guy, and they're not making.
They haven't moved off of Daniel Jones. However, I still believe a mid-priced veteran quarterback, who will help Daniel Jones, will be brought in.
Yes, they need somebody just in case. You know what I'm saying? Just in case.
Thanks,
hey, Bill, can the Giants be interested in a Gardner Minshew?
I'm sure that he will be on their list. I think that they're going to go down a little list, and that's a name I think will appear on the list.
I think Minshew has too much Daniel Jones in him. I think you can only have too much Daniel Jones around.
But here's the thing about Minshew: his footwork under pressure is erratic. All right, no one's going to question that. But he never gets sacked. He looks so scared, but he never gets sacked. He might throw some ugly throws here or there.
Let's be honest,
though. He avoids the sacks. Daniel Jones does not.
They had a veteran backup last year. They had Tyrod Taylor, who did really well when he came in. When Daniel Jones was hurt, he came in and won games for them. So
correct.
I mean, they might just run that back, to be honest.
And they also have the greatest Italian American quarterback in a long time.
He had sort of a almost Jeremy Lin kind of moment there for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, he had a sanity moment.
Right. But they clearly need to add, whether they bring back Tyrod Taylor or if they hit the market, there will be, I think they're going to look at the market and see if we find a mid-price veteran. I believe that's still going to happen.
All right, Jay, I believe you have the AFC South.
I got the AFC South. I have to be impartial. And the Tennessee Titans, they are kicking themselves. They are so upset they did not get the tackle that they wanted. However, they are also looking at this deep wide receiver class, and they're not too worried about that. And also the deep tackle class. They can still add some guys in free agency as well. Mm-hmm. But there are 2 wide receivers that they would absolutely be thinking about right now, and that's Malik Neighbors or Rome Odunze. Mm-hmm. Now, they want a lot of speed on their offense, and they need some. So Neighbors makes a lot of sense. However, he might not be as enthusiastic about going to the Titans. He was being interviewed by CBS Sports about potentially going to the Titans or the Falcons.
Mhm.
And when he responded to the Titans, he said, oof. So he might not be enthusiastic about this pick, but he's going to Tennessee.
That's why they call it a draft.
You got no control. They choose, you go. Unless you're
Neighbors, you are a Titan. But listen, a receiving core of DeAndre Hopkins, Treylon Burks, and Malik Neighbors could be very dangerous in the right hands, and meaning the right OC. If you know what to do with that, and then they have that boy Tajay Spears in the backfield, the Titans could give people real problems this year.
All they need is just to develop that offensive line.
Yep, they got to build the offensive line because they almost got Levis killed. But the defense has some solid pieces on it, so I like that a lot. I like that. 8-town, peace up, 8-town down. Atlanta Falcons are on the clock. My boy Coach is war ready, live from Atlanta. What the Falcons going? Well, the Falcons already kicked this party off from the jump, right? They traded for Justin Fields. They gave up a second-round pick and a future third for Justin Fields. He is in the building now, and he's at the draft party in Atlanta, waiting to see who's is going to be his new teammate. And so, with that being said, with the 8th overall pick, the Atlanta Falcons select
Terrion Arnold from Alabama.
Secondary addition. That is our first big surprise. They go cornerback with the first pick.
And the reason for that is because we kind of seen some of the moves that they had last year, basically bringing in the safeties that they brought in, and then they losing Jeff Okudah possibly to free agency. I think we got to replace him. The edge, I'm not too concerned about it because Grady Jarrett was hurt, so we can kind of get a little bit of help back once he comes back. So I'm cool with the cornerback so far.
Terrion Arnold is now teaming up with AJ Terrell down in Atlanta. Bill, as our resident, Kuiper, what do you think about that? Does that surprise you?
It gives you a chance to establish one real strong point. Like, here's the strength of our team. That part is interesting.
Yeah. They do need help on defense. I will say that.
They do need help a lot of places, actually. But, I mean, that's why you're picking where you're picking. But, wow, Terrion Arnold. The good news is that you can play him in the slot. You can play him outside. So he can play either corner, or inside of the slot. Willing tackler, very good technician, not elite physically, but good enough. Like he's he passes all the, the tests. He's just not, upper, he's not like 85th, 90th, 100th, 90 something percentile. He's in that, 78th to 83rd, 84th percentile as a pure athlete. But schematically, if you're not asking him to like turn and run with the freakiest of the freakiest, he should probably be okay. Mm-hmm. If he's in, like a bump and bail system, or depends what you want to do, he'll be fine. If you're gonna ask him to turn and burn with, the fast of the fast, he'll occasionally get exposed.
Yeah, and good news is he's got Jesse Bates patrolling the secondary behind him, so that is a big boon to him. And of course, AJ Terrell on the other side. He might not always get the toughest matchup, so that's a pretty good spot for Terrion Arnold.
It is. And then, what's his name? The free agent corner they picked up from Detroit, or they traded for.
They got Jeff Okudah.
Yeah, he's a free agent, so this makes a lot of sense. They're saying, you know what? Instead of re-signing Okudah, we just get someone younger who we think can be better. Right. Yeah. And I like that. And Chi-Town, where y'all at? Bear down. You are back on the clock. Y'all been shaking and moving. Justin Fields has already been traded to the Atlanta Falcons. Caleb Williams is on his way. He's on the private jet. And now his new teammate with the 9th pick in the 2024 Draft Nerds NFL Draft. The Chicago Bears select Rome Odunze, wide receiver, Washington. You pair him with DJ Moore and Cole Kmet with Caleb Williams. Now we got something. Now we shaking, right? They have the OC from Seattle who he's used to this, right? He had DK Metcalf and he had Tyler Lockett, right? So he knows what to do with two, alpha type receivers, and now he has those two with Cole Kmet. I think they will make a play for a free agent running back, maybe a Josh Jacobs, maybe I don't know if they'll go Saquon. That might be too pricey, but somewhere in that like high, low, mid tier, they'll probably go after a veteran running back, something like that. But Chicago, man, if they can pull off a center in this draft, hey, look out, right? Look out NFC North, because that's a team that could go from worst to first. You got to remember, I think they won what? 9 games? 7 games last year. I think they won 7 games.
7 and 10, correct.
Yeah, they won 7 games. So how often does a team with 7 wins get the number 1 overall pick? It's not often, right? And so Romo Dunze, Caleb Williams, you are Bears, bear down. Look out Packers, look out Vikings, and look out Lions.
Yeah, and the Bears, they got extra draft capital. I wouldn't be shocked if they move up to try and get a certain center. They would be rated very highly.
Shh, don't be telling all the secrets. All right. With that being said, we got the New York Football Jets. Jets, Jets are on the clock. What do they do to help Mr. Old Man Rogers, Mr. Rogers' neighborhood? What do they do to help him?
Look, I think you just said it. We all saw week 1. We saw what happened. And usually when you have a blaring issue like that, a team is going to throw everything at it and take care of it. So you already know, I see the cursor there, Talis Fuega. He's going. They're going to take the next highest rated tackle on the board, and he's going to be a New York Jet.
Talisi Fuanga going to protect the Jets. Listen, I will tell you for sure, I love Talisi. He is a monster. I'm talking about Mauler. He is a monster. He is everything they wished and hoped that Mekhi Becton would have been. And he's going to come in and make an impact right away. He'll probably play right tackle. They might can find a veteran to slide to the left side. But hopefully with Fuaga in the fold, Aaron Rodgers will play more than 3 snaps in 2024. He'll play more than 3 snaps.
Listen, you sign Charles Leno and you get Talis Fuaga as your right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rodgers is going to feel a little bit healthier.
You think he's going to feel the love?
I think he's going to be feeling the love.
Hey, they got a nice young running back. They got an elite wide receiver, so they are doing A-OK. And with that being said, we're moving on fast and shaking with this first round mock draft. We have the Minnesota Vikings on the clock. Score! What do they do in the first round? Hey, man, a lot of the guys I'm sure they were looking at went in the first top 10. And so real quick, let's do a recap of the top 10 since now that we're going into the middle half of the draft. Number 1, Caleb Williams goes to the Bears. Justin Fields goes to the Falcons. Number 2, Drake May joins his old college teammate Sam Howell in Washington with the Commanders. At number 3, hey man, new head coach, new quarterback. Who this? Jaden Daniels, is in New England with the Patriots. At number 4, the Arizona Cardinals, MHJ Jr. Let's see Marvin Harrison. Let's see him build his legacy. I'm kind of glad he didn't go like to the Colts or anything like that. I want to see him create his own legacy with his own team and see what he can do down there and get a chance to build his own Hall of Fame career. Number 5, Joe Alt to the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh solidifying the trenches, making sure that his multi-million-dollar quarterback Justin Herbert stays upright, which is very important because he's dealt with some injuries over the past few years. Number 6, the Giants. We are in on Daniel Jones, which means they have to protect Daniel Jones. Olu Fashanu, you are a Giant. I think out of all the offensive linemen in this draft, he has the most upside. So I do like that pick. Number 7, we have Malik Neighbors going down to Tennessee to partner up with what we think will be D-Hop and Treylon Burks. Number 8, the first kind of curveball of this draft. The Atlanta Falcons go with Terrion Arnold at number 8 to pair with AJ Terrell. I like that as well. And then number 9, the Bears get Caleb a weapon in Rome Odunze. And then, as you just heard, at number 10, the New York Jets, Talisi Fuanga, massive tackle to protect Aaron Rodgers. And with that being said, we're at the number 11 pick, Minnesota Vikings. You are on the clock. And that would be moi, because I do have the North, King of the North. The North remembers all those good references from Game of Thrones. And with that being said, with the 11th overall pick, this is kind of tough because some of the guys I would have taken has been taken. So what do the Vikings need? If Kirk Cousins doesn't come back, they're gonna probably need a quarterback.
Yep.
If he does come back, then
they still kind of need a quarterback.
They still kind of need a quarterback, but they also have some holes on defense. Their top edge rusher, Daniil Hunter, is a free agent. So we'll see how that shakes out. They still need a corner. They've been needing corners for a while. I remember the 2022 draft. I projected them to go corner, and they didn't. So I like some of the edge rushers as well. Man,
last year they were very aggressive in their pursuit to try and trade up to number 3,
right?
To get Anthony Richardson,
right? And I thought that would have been the pick, but they didn't trade up in this one, and so I'm going to shock some people here. He's doing very well so far right now, and actually he's throwing the ball right now as we speak. With the number 11 overall pick, the Minnesota Vikings select Michael Penix Jr.
We're getting hot and spicy in this mock.
Last year, he had 4,903 yards passing. He had just an unbelievable season. And like Bill said, if you take out his injury history, it's probably not even a shock to anyone, right? 4,648 yards passing, a 66.7 completion percentage, 35 touchdowns to 9 picks, and he also had a QB rating of 111.8. He's an older prospect. I think he's 25.
Well, he's 24, but yeah, he'll turn 25 during his rookie year. Yeah.
Right, so he's 24, so he'll be 25 when the season starts. And then he had a little bit of injury history, but from what I'm hearing, the medicals came back clean, and I think that's what people were really just wondering with him. He took his team to the national championship. I think before the season started, not many people had Washington pegged in the national championship, and so I think that has a lot to be. There's a lot to be said about that. And so Michael Penix to the Vikings. Hey, they got to start thinking about the future. They do have a offensive-minded head coach, and hey, if they could get what they got with Kirk Cousins, makes you wonder how far Penix could take them with the right system and situation. All right. With that being said, we'll move on to the Denver Broncos. Shout out to my man, Coach Dave. Man's got to coach with. He's a really, really hardcore Broncos fan. And so we got to take care of his Broncos. And
that's me.
That is you.
Yes. That is me. Okay. Time to get a quick look at the board, kids. The Broncos also would like a quarterback, as you may have heard. They would have loved a couple of quarterbacks to slide to them. That did not happen. So they're now looking at the next quarterback available and the youngest quarterback available in this class. So I got to see J.J. McCarthy up close and personal for a couple of years before he transferred out. He played in the northwest suburbs of Chicago. There are some things you need to clean up mechanically, but he is, as was mentioned, he's not legal to drink. He's literally hasn't turned 21 years old. So there's a lot to work with. He has a live arm. He's a very good athlete. Once again, I'm a little sad he didn't do a full workout, but the quarterback of the future is coming to the Broncos.
What do you think Sean Payton can do with a kid like JJ?
Well, that's exactly what Sean Payton is about to tell you.
Yes.
He's extremely excited about getting to work with. It's been a while since he's had a chance to develop a young quarterback. It's been a long while, actually, since he's had a chance to develop
Very
a
long while.
quarterback.
Very
It's
long.
been a very, very long time. And it'll be the first time he's developed a quarterback who's this different from himself. So I'm probably the only one here who watched Sean Payton as a player when he was at Eastern Illinois, much like Jimmy Garoppolo, much like Tony Romo, the cradle of quarterbacks, Eastern Illinois University, and Mike Shanahan, right? Another Eastern Illinois quarterback. Like I said, cradle of quarterbacks. And I saw him in the FCS playoffs. In fact, at one point when he was a senior and Marty Mornhinweg was a sophomore, their teams faced each other in the FCS playoffs. Well, it was called Division I AA in those days. Look it up. But he is undefeated as an NFL starter during the his replacement years with the Bears. 1-0. You can't beat 1,000% as a starter. But he's always worked with sort of underdog-ish quarterbacks, usually short underdog-ish quarterbacks. This is the first time he's going to work with this beautiful, 4-star stud kind of quarterback, a guy that, people looked at and said, that's a future NFL quarterback when he was 14 years old. People didn't do that with Drew Brees. They didn't do that with Russell. This is the first time he's had that kind of quarterback. So I think he's excited about it. I think he has a lot of plans, and you're going to see a lot of quarterback runs still because McCarthy is a very good athlete. And, yeah, he's got a very live arm. So it'll bring back a lot of the deep shots and things like that.
All right. JJ to the Denver Broncos. I think he'll have a nice offense to play in, and he'll play on schedule a lot more than Russ did, and so which I think Sean Payton really, really likes. All right. So we have Jay. Let me get it.
The chimes.
Set me up. No. Set me up with we got the Raiders.
Oh,
Raiders. Give it to me.
Swaggering boisterously. Yes.
All right, so the Raiders have a few interesting needs, particularly with quarterback and defensive tackle.
He wears a hooded sash.
Based off of how the board is shaking out, you're kind of forcing my hand with one position. However, their coach, being defensive minded, he had a philosophy: hey, if they can't score, they can't win. He echoed that from somebody else. I don't know who originated that saying, but he basically echoed that in the offseason. And I'm thinking they're going to go defensive tackle Jerzon Newton from Illinois, even though we had some quarterbacks left on the board.
Nice. We got some Jerzon Newton off the board, the first interior defensive lineman of this draft class off, or as we call him, Johnny. Here he is.
Hey, you did you hear it?
Daddy, that was on it.
The Raiders.
Yes. His faith is weather beaten. He wears a hooded sash.
Yeah, I love it. The Raiders. I love it.
The autumn wind is a pirate. Swaggering
autumn wind is a pirate. All right. So next we have the New Orleans Saints on the board with pick number 14. What do they do?
Bristling black mustache.
All right.
Who
So
got that?
guys,
That's you, Jay.
oh, it's no, I don't have the NFC South.
It's me.
Yeah.
Oh, coach.
It's me. Yeah,
Go ahead,
it's me. All right. So the Saints have some interesting needs as well. Basically, offensive line guys. They also have a quarterback issue as well as an edge. So I think if the board falls out or shakes out like it is, I think the no-brainer pick would be
Yo, coach, you buffered out. What was the pick?
What was the?
Oh, my bad.
What was
I'm
the
sorry. So
Yeah.
I think they have a lot of offensive line issues, and I think they're going to kind of address that later on in some of their picks. But if the board shakes out like this, I think you got to go with the Dallas Turner edge opportunity.
Ooh.
All right.
That's a
I
good
like
pick
that.
right there.
Yeah, I like that pick.
If you
I like
hadn't
it.
picked him,
I like it.
you were gonna give me quite a conundrum here at 15.
Mhm.
Now,
All right. The Colts are on the board. Let's go
the
Colts.
Indianapolis Colts, baby. We are back in action on the clock at 15 now. Had the board shaken out with a lot less quarterbacks taken in the top 15, this player probably wouldn't have been here at 15. But guess what? He is here. And let's give AR a weapon, a true difference maker at tight end, a generational prospect in that regard. Brock Bowers from Georgia. You are a Colt, and guess what? They're going to be top 5 in points scored with a healthy AR with Michael Pittman Jr. He's going to be back. Don't
Man.
put him in your free agent want list. He's going to be back. Jonathan Taylor healthy. They only had one carry together, him and AR, and now we got
Brock
also
Bowers.
Josh Downs.
Wow.
Really nice.
Hey, look,
But Brock Bowers?
Daniel Jeremiah compared Brock Bowers to Dallas Clark, and so I guess it's fitting that Brock Bowers ends up on the Colts just like Dallas Clark. So I like that pick. I like that pick a lot. Wow. Brock Bowers. Listen, I almost forgot Bowers was still on the board. He just kept falling and dropping. But pick 15 feels right, feels good, goes to the Colts. Hey, we all know a young quarterback's best.
There it is.
His security blanket is is a tight end, right? Across the middle of the field. So like it. I like it a lot.
AR, you just got your big slot. Woo, Nelly.
You good. Let's go. All right. Seattle is
All
on
right.
the clock.
All right, so Seattle Seahawks had an interesting year. They were up and down mostly. Offensively, they couldn't, generate a lot of offense. Once they started to generate a lot of offense, the defense was kind of, very, very watery and very giving. So they basically had to outscore a lot of people. But they also had issues with defense of generating sacks. So I think if they're not going to be able to get enough sacks, I think they need to have a sound piece to their secondary. But I don't know if they value that over the what's on the board, what would be on the board right now. So based off what's on the board, I have two edges that I really think will be game changers for them. Because again, you need that pass rush. So I'm looking at Latu from UCLA, or either Jared Verse, and I think I'm gonna give the edge to UCLA, the UCLA guy.
Latu on his way to the Pacific Northwest, Seattle. I like that. He gets to stay out west, play for Mike McDonald, young, innovative head coach who's really good defensive mind. That's exciting. Seattle, you should be excited about that pick. All right, we got the Jaguars of the AFC South. That means Jay is on the board.
All right, the Jaguars, they got a conundrum right here. There is quite a few players that they love right now on the board. They could use some DB help. They could use another edge rusher if Josh Allen leaves. But guess what? I don't think he's going to leave. I think they have to give him the bag because outside of him, it's Trayvon Walker and not much else at edge. They could add a third guy, but I don't know. Verse would be tempting, a Florida State guy, but they also could use someone to protect Trevor Lawrence on the interior. They could use the best guy possible because ultimately what's going to make or break them is how Trevor Lawrence does. So I'm giving them Jackson Powers Johnson at 17.
Oh, and Steelers fans crumble into dust as Jackson Powers Johnson comes off the board right Right. I know that's the guy they were looking at 2 picks before them. Wow. Jackson Powers Johnson.
Death, where is thy sting?
Yes, Steelers fans. Here we go.
Ari Curry. Woo!
Hey, we have a message for you, Jay, from Steelers fan TJ. You did it again, Jay. Wow.
Why? Because
You did it again,
they
Jay.
would do. Do you think I want them to succeed? No, but it's the pick they would do. So you got to trade up. And guess what? If Bowers isn't there at 15, the Steelers would be a very good trade partner for the Colts and vice versa. You can get your Jackson Powers Johnson. You just might have to give up a little bit. You know, we'll see what happens.
Wow. All right. The Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock with the 18th overall pick. All right, man. The Bengals, listen, Brock Bowers, they were praying on their knees, hoping, fingers crossed, that Brock Bowers would have fallen to them at 18. Instead, he goes to 15 to the Colts. They thought about calling up some try to, make a trade. But they were not able to do so. So with that being said, with the 18th pick in the 2024 Draft Nerds mock draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Amarius Mims, tackle, Georgia.
Ooh, Nelly.
There it is. Mims
All right.
goes to the Bengals. Out of all the, how like certain picks just feel right. Mims to the Bengals every time I do a mock, I just keep coming back to Mims and the Bengals. It just feels right. They really need a tackle. They need to protect Joe Burrow in the worst way, and he's probably the best pure right tackle in this draft. Maybe outside of Fuanga, but he's like a legit, like no one's projecting him as a left tackle. He's a straight right tackle.
Yep.
I think he's one of the best.
He has very little tape on him, very little game tape, but the man is probably the most athletic tackle in this class, up there with Olu Fushanu, and probably the highest upside. The question is, can he stay healthy and can he develop? But
And that will be what the Bengals will be tasked with. All right. The LA Rams.
So, fellas, who has the Rams?
I do. I have the Rams.
Oh, Coach,
Here we go.
I have something that the Chiefs
Trade alert. Trade alert.
are going to offer.
The Chiefs.
So, as we know, L'Jarius Sneed has been franchise tagged this year. L'Jarius Sneed also has been given permission to seek a trade. The Chiefs will trade L'Jarius Sneed, swap first-round picks, and then they want a second-round pick next year, and second-round pick this year. Well, no, do a fourth-round pick this year. So a fourth this year, second next year, and then swap first for L'Jarius Sneed.
so fourth, and then swap first.
Yep, a fourth this year,
Mhm.
and then
Second
I said second next year.
Yep.
Second next year. Now we know history shows us that the Rams do not care about draft picks. History shows us that they will take who they feel
that would be facts.
is a solid player. Now
They for sure don't
this
care
is
about
an offer that the Chiefs are offering to move
So
up.
let me get this clear. So the Rams would get pick 32 and Jerry Sneed for pick 19, a round 2 next year, and pick 153.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, do the Rams accept?
Yes, because we have a need for cornerback.
Yes, they
Yeah,
do.
we have yet to fill that void. So,
Yes, they do. And they get Sneed in his prime.
and then we still have a first round pick, so it's not as bad as we think. So, yes, the Rams will accept.
Well, that is actually a good trade. Actually, you get a top tier corner along with and you don't lose a first round pick. I think that's pretty good.
You moved
Now.
up 13
And-
spots.
The Kansas City Chiefs. The
Now.
Chiefs. Hold on, I got you real quick. Hold on, real quick before you, because y'all won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I just we got to give y'all your flowers. As much as I hate it, but we got to do it.
Salvador Perez, the great catcher of the Kansas City Royals, who had 48 home runs this season. It started with the traditional banging of the drum at Arrowhead Stadium. That drum may be in trouble. Yes. Tyler Bass will kick off.
How about those
Ooh.
Chiefs?
All those Chiefs, baby, back-to-back Super Bowl champs.
Whoa.
Hey, number 3 loading up. Number 3 loading up.
So, Javon,
History's in the making. History is in the making.
you traded up. You moved off of L'Jarius Sneed. Who are the Chiefs defending Super Bowl champs taking at pick 19?
Now, let me give full disclaimer.
For this thing.
This is a mock draft, and this was
Mhm.
something that I said, you know what? Hey, let's see if this is something that could happen. I don't think this happens realistically, but I was like, you know what? It's a mock. I'm gonna go for it.
Mhm.
So, if they move up and they're in this situation, Matt, I'm sorry, your boy's gone, and you already know who I'm going for.
Ooh.
Go on that wide receiver section. Come on.
Oh,
You already know where we're going. Keon Coleman is coming off the board.
That's exactly what I would say on April 27th. If that happened, I'm like,
Matt, I don't think you'd be going. I think you're going to be going. Damn.
I probably will break something, but it's okay. I have contingency plans. It's all right.
You know, it was a tough one though, to make that type of move. But looking at the board, there's nobody else who I feel that the Chiefs could even have a trade with, unless it was maybe Arizona
But do you think
or the Buccaneers.
that
And I feel like we're about to go wide receiver heavy. I think
I was
Eagles
gonna
getting a
say,
wide receiver.
you
I
kind of
wouldn't be surprised if Houston does it.
do you think that you over traded up though? Thinking about like Keon Coleman probably still would have been on the board a few more picks down. You could have probably traded up with maybe Tampa or Arizona, who just got a receiving Marvin Harrison, instead of going all the way up into the team.
Maybe. And I thought about that. I was like, well, that's a big maybe. We know that Arizona's in a big rebuild.
So we know Steelers is not taking a receiver. Dolphins aren't.
Right. But I think we know Philly is. I think Houston is possibly taking one.
Mhm.
Dallas, you never know what Dallas is gonna do. I mean, they trying to
They
live
better
and die.
take a tackle.
Well, they trying to live and die with Dak Prescott. You know what I mean? Like they want, it's like they want to give him a
Unless they
weapon every year.
Unless they want Dak Prescott to literally die, they need to get tackled.
What happens with Tampa? What happens with Mike Evans? Like I just feel like wide receivers about to start coming off the board like crazy. You got Buffalo, you got the Ravens ahead of the Chiefs. I was like, if any team was there that I could make the move with them, it would have to be the Rams, a team who historically does not really put value in draft picks. We've seen that historically. They will build through getting veteran players, trading for players, paying them as free agents, and giving up draft picks. They've done it. They won a Super Bowl doing it. So they've already showed you what their MO is. And so
But
they
guys
just look
at
like the
32
best
that you could
candidate
have
for that.
gotten would have been like a Troy Franklin, maybe Brian Thomas, maybe Ladd, maybe Adonai, maybe Roman, maybe
It's a lot.
Xavier Worthy.
It's a really good.
And there's a lot of them out there, but I don't think Keon Coleman makes it to 32. I don't, none of those guys that you're naming are going to make it to 32.
Yeah.
So-
and you also could have traded.
Not
up
all of
for
them can go in the first round.
Right. One of them, at least one of them will make it to 32.
Yeah,
Well, I don't think
Six
Troy.
first.
Well, looking at the wide receiver, I don't think Troy makes it. I don't think Roman Wilson makes it. I don't think Keon makes it. I don't think
He said,
Xavier
"Never
Worthy
mind,
makes
Ron. I thought you were trading Snead to draft his replacement."
Yeah, you could have gotten some of these interesting corners over here.
I think I honestly don't think this is gonna happen. My gut has been telling me that the Chiefs might trade out of the first round. That's what my gut has been telling me.
Ooh.
Which is a
But-
possibility also, yeah.
But I was like, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's make it fun. Let's make it interesting. Let's take somebody off the board who I feel won't be at the board when the Chiefs get at 32.
All right.
Y'all know what that means. Here we go, Steelers. They are on the clock. AFC North Smash Mouth Football stand up, and Bill Carroll has the mic and the pick. Where do the Steelers go, Bill?
Obviously, we had a little disappointment with how things broke for us, but we're going to recover from that disappointment, and we are about to gather to our bosoms our next highest rated player on the board, and that's Quinyon Mitchell, cornerback.
I knew it. Yeah, you know, Bill, if I was the Steelers, I would have done the same thing. I was like, y'all let Quinyon Mitchell fall to the Steelers. This is nasty work. TJ thought that that's what Javon was doing, trading up to get Quinyon Mitchell. He was like,
could have been. I was a little afraid that's what he might be doing too, but I'm glad he did.
Yeah, and if Brock Bowers wasn't there at 15, Quinyon Mitchell is staying in Indy.
Love it. Great pick. I mean, I don't love it as a Ravens fan.
Tell him not to check out of his hotel. Is that what you're saying? Just stay here.
At this point, just might as well shop for apartments around here, you know?
I don't love it as a Ravens fan, but I do love it as a football fan. So, great pick. All right. Now, the Miami Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, Tua Tagovailoa. We have Jalen Waddle. What do they do now to bolster that team, the Miami Dolphins, AFC South? I mean, AFC. It's so weird because the Dolphins should be in the South, but they're in the East.
It should, but yeah.
So, all right, AFC East.
I think they addressed the O-line, but you know what? They really need to. I think they could go O-line or they could go defensive line. Really, I mean, we've seen what they look like with just one or two key injuries on that defensive line. They really don't have the depth there. But let's stick with the O-line. Let's go best available.
Hey, Javon, hold up.
Uh-oh. We got a trade.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
The Houston Texans are interested in trading to pick 21 for the Miami Dolphins. So would the Miami Dolphins be interested in moving back 2 spots?
What's the offer?
Okay, so of course we're gonna have to give you 23 for 21, but we're also gonna do a pick swap of you get 124, and you get a future. Let's go with 2nd round pick next year. And in exchange, you also give up a future 4th. But hey, you get a premium 2nd right there. And it's all just to move back 2 spots.
2 spots. Let's see. Yeah, I think they would do that.
All right.
2 spots. Why not?
You can still probably get the guy that you want.
We have a trade. And now the Houston Texans are on the clock. Woo-wee! It's getting good.
The Houston Texans, they're wheeling, they're dealing. They want to get someone to either add to this pass rush because Jonathan Grignard, he is a free agent right now, and they could use a little bit more consistent help there. Or they could use a wide receiver, someone who can really take this offense to the next level with, of course, CJ Stroud, Nico Collins, Tank Dell. And there's some interesting options. to be sure. But I'm going to give them a pass rusher that's going to frustrate me to no end in the AFC South. And that's Jared Verse.
Oh,
Like that pick.
Because imagine that duo of Verse with Will Anderson Jr. You better load up on tackles, Titans, because they coming for you.
All right. So we have Jared Verse going to Houston to pair up with Will Anderson Jr. TJ says that is nasty. Calls him Mr. Versatile. Like it. All right. The Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles. Fly, Eagles fly. Are on the clock. What does the Eagles do now?
that's
That
me,
was
right?
me.
Yeah.
NFC East. Yes.
Yeah, that's me. Okay, just making sure. Oh, it gets fun. It's fun. It's still fun because
It's still fun.
obviously some of our best players on defense were some of our oldest players on defense, and that's not really what you want. And we're very excited to see that one Byron Murphy II has made it to us, and he is going to slide right into that spot where for many years we were able to trot out one of the most explosive and dangerous defensive tackle groups. And while age finds us all, it's time to get younger. We found an interesting part-time rotational player in Jordan Davis, and he's going to still be in the mix. But we had to find a guy that could do what Fletcher Cox did, or at least something close to what Fletcher Cox did. And we believe we found that.
Byron Murphy, Jordan Davis, and Carter.
Yep.
Oof. That's a nice young front. I like it. I like it a lot. The Miami Dolphins are back on the clock at pick 23. What do they do, or do they trade down again? We'll see. Let's go. Oh, 23 is Javon. And where is Javon? Let's see. Let's see if he sent me a message.
Man, Javon just got that trade and he freaked out.
Mm-hmm. He traded his pick and left.
He's like, I'm about to head out.
Just checking on him. Let's see where he is. So let's go to the chat. So TJ says, that is crazy. Wiggins is falling. What is happening?
Well, I mean,
He said Javon
Wiggins
traded his soul.
yeah. Wiggins, he's interesting because his size might be a disqualifier for a few teams just
He is
because
very
he's
small, but
a
I
very
love him. He's
lanky
still my number one corner, but he's small. He is very small.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's my number 2 corner, and I'm still surprised he's still there, though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, if you run a certain type of scheme, then he's going to be your number 1 corner all day. But it can be a disqualifier depending on him. I know it's not going to be – he's probably not going to be on the Colts board just because they like bigger corners who are thicker and not at that, like, below that qualifier. He is at, like, what, 180 something? 175?
No. Keep going down. Keep going down.
What was
I
his
think
weigh-in?
I think he came in at 173, right?
173. Ooh, that is getting close to Emmanuel Forbes territory in terms of skinniness.
Yep.
And Forbes still was a first rounder, and he's still winning the teens.
Yep.
He didn't look too good last year.
All right, so I'm gonna take over for the Dolphins. Javon had to run. I just checked the chat. I didn't realize he had text that. So I'm going to pick for the Dolphins here, and seeing how the board has fell, Miami could go in a lot of different directions, but they do have a quarterback that needs protection. Tua proved that he can do it, man. He put up the numbers this year. He had really good stats, and with the 23rd overall pick, Miami Dolphins select Troy Fontenot, tackle, Washington.
That's a
That's
good
a
player.
good pick for them.
That's another guy that has a little club bouncer to him.
Mm-hmm. So TJ wants to know: does the growing injury scare teams or no? For Wiggins, I don't think it was a growing, was it?
No, it was hip.
It was.
But no, it's not that. I mean, as was mentioned, it's probably if he were the exact same height, but 15 pounds heavier, he's gone. He's gone 10, I mean, not 10 picks ago, but like, yeah, probably between 6 and 10 picks ago.
Yeah.
All right, we got the Dallas Cowboys. America's team is on the clock. NFC East, that would be you, Bill.
Oh, that's right. It is.
You've been busy this round, Bill. Been very busy.
Very, very busy. Well, as you all have probably heard, we have some definite needs at a few positions. But obviously a big giant gaping hole has opened up on the left side of our offensive line. You've got to fill that hole. And while there are some veteran, and we may still, I mean, frankly, we may still go after one of the mid-priced veteran tackles in the free agent market. That's not what you want to do when you think you're about to be a Super Bowl team. You want to also have an elite left tackle. I will not be surprised at all if the Cowboys trade up, like not even a little bit. They have an older owner who wants to win a Super Bowl before he goes to sing with the choir invisible. So he may be in that blank them picks mentality as well, just because of where the team is, where he is in life expectancy. But if they don't do that, if they stick and stay and pick where they are, they're going to pretty much have to take the next best tackle available. And I get at this point, J.C. Latham is probably that. Yeah, J.C. Latham, Alabama. He's probably more of a swing than a true left tackle. So they'll probably maybe kick someone over from one side to the other, and Latham will probably take over at right tackle. But he's as good as it gets probably at this point in the draft.
All right. So Green Bay Packers. Boom, dum, dum. Go, Pack, go. Hey, Packers are on the board, and I am the Packers. And with that being said, I am going to select with that first round pick cornerback Cooper DeJean of Iowa.
Wow.
To go to
Corner,
the
or is he a safety?
He could be whatever.
People keep saying that because he's white.
He could be whatever they need him to be. And here's the thing. They have a little bit of an issue with Jair Alexander. They don't know what they're going to do with him. His future is kind of uncertain. And Cooper DeJean can definitely play corner for the Pack. Right. NFC South is on the board. What is this?
Yes, that's me. All right. So, man, you guys are making this tough. This is very tough for me. So the Bucs have a center need, edge, a guard, safety, and quarterback. It's interesting with the quarterback thing because I did read somewhere they were going to let Baker Mayfield test free agency. We're going to bring him back, which is crazy because I thought he earned it. But if he does somehow, some way, doesn't have the market and he ends up back in Tampa, I'm imagining this is where they would go based off of what their needs are. Because offense is not the issue. I think the defense is going to be the issue. And I think this guy's a sneaky, good pick for them. So I'm going to go Cameron Kitchens, safety from Miami. Keeping him
really? Wow.
This is the most I've had to scroll for a player.
Wow. That is the most surprising pick so far.
But hey, they keep it in Florida. Very versatile safety. That's going to be interesting. That they could use maybe a little bit of. I mean, they do already have Antoine Winfield, correct?
They very much have him. He's maybe their best player, or only one of their very, very best players.
Pairing him with Kitchens is interesting. That's strength added on a strength right there. But
I like that. I mean, Kitchens is a free agent, right? I mean, not Kitchen.
Winfield?
Winfield's a free agent. Mhm.
Yep. If
I like
they
that.
can't re-sign him, then they very well could go safety early
They
on.
had better re-sign him.
Mm-hmm. Pay that man.
Yeah, I don't think not re-signing him should even be a discussion.
Yeah, at bare minimum, tag him
Right.
because
So I would
the safety
recommend
tag is not that bad.
Yeah, I would recommend. Right. I'd recommend the tag show. If you do use it, you should use it as to buy yourself time to negotiate a long-term contract.
Mm-hmm.
He's the kind of guy you sign long-term.
Yeah. But hey,
All right. We got Arizona on the board.
all right. And just in case you didn't remember, the Arizona Cardinals got a certain guy by the name of Marvin Harrison Jr. with their 4th overall pick. Now, let's forget about that guy. Who they getting at 27? Who has the NFC West?
It was split up because I have the Seahawks and the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know who had the Cardinals.
Let me check in our chat earlier.
It was Javon.
Javon has it.
Yeah. So, Coach, you can take him.
Okay. All right. Oh, it's a no-brainer for me. Hold on. Who did he pick first round? He picked Marvin Harrison's first round, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Oh no, there's not a no-brainer. Oh yeah, it is.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it is. We're gonna go with Tyler Guyton from Oklahoma to help reassure our offensive line.
Nice. Let's protect Kyler Murray. He's coming back from injury. He could use some help.
Indeed.
Yeah, that they are investing in the offense, and that is going to be a very fun thing to watch. Whew. And now we got the Bills. They are on the clock next. And man, they have been knocking on the door trying to beat these Kansas City Chiefs. And I know Javon ain't here, but I know he has been very happy with the results in the playoffs of his Chiefs versus Bills. But what can the Bills do to move up? Now, I believe the AFC East was divided up. And I think Javon was the AFC East. I mean, so far, I only got the AFC South. I'm down to take over for them just to add more teams to my collection. Since I'm only at 4. But yeah, this is a tough one because they still have quite a few needs. They could go wide receiver here. They could go tackle.
Yep.
There is a few DBs on the board who are very interesting. Man, this is a tough one, but I think I'm going to give them a deep threat wide receiver to pair with Josh Allen, someone who can continue to spread the field because they might be losing Gabe Davis. They could use another guy added to this, and Stephon Diggs is always trying to get himself out of there every single year, and maybe one year he actually will.
Yeah, you think one day it'll happen?
One day. We've been saying it for a while. One day. So I am going to go and get them Adonai Mitchell,
Interesting.
wide receiver out of Texas.
So a slightly smaller, much faster version of Gabe Davis.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Interesting. Uh-huh.
Like, I could have gone Troy Franklin if they wanted to go for a pure deep threat, but Troy also was a guy who did not measure in well in terms of his size. Very, very
He's
skinny.
a little dude. Yeah, he's a little dude.
Yeah. He's a lanky dude for sure. And
Right,
so because of that, he struggles mightily in the press on tape. And in that division, you're going to have to go up against a lot of press corners. And also, if the idea is to beat the Chiefs, Steve Spagnuolo is going to press the hell out of any wide receiver who comes against him.
Yep.
So
Well, he should.
you can't put Troy Franklin there if your expectation is we got to beat the Chiefs. So I'm going to go Adonai.
Okay. And
so,
now who is on the clock?
For NFC North, that
Hey,
was
Matt.
Matt. And we're going to try and see if we can get Matt back on here.
Yes.
He's been having some connectivity issues, I believe. But in the meantime, we can
I'm
do
here.
a little. Oh, Matt, you're back?
Yeah, I'm here. Hold on 1 second. I just gotta change my camera.
Did you see what happened at pick 28?
Yeah.
I know that's your guy right there.
No. Yeah.
In case people don't know, I'm being sarcastic. That is very much not Matt's guy.
He's definitely not my guy. Like,
But it's definitely Javon's guy.
mm-hmm. All right, so we got the Detroit Lions, and Detroit desperately needs cornerback help. So with the 29th overall pick, the Detroit Lions select Nate the Great Wiggins, cornerback.
There he goes. That's a great pick. Great pick.
Slide is over. Woo!
All right, I'm trying to.
And you're going to obviously introduce him immediately to your team's nutrition.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Yes.
I mean, as soon as he's picked, Bill, they give him 2 PBJs.
Like, give him a lifetime supply of Uncrustables.
Right. That's the first sponsorship deal, bro.
There you go. There you go.
Oof. But yeah, that is a very good pick for the Lions. They need all the coverage that they can get. And, I know Dan Campbell is going to love that.
Yep.
And now we're still waiting on Matt. Matt, you back again?
Yep.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Back on the clock with your Baltimore Ravens.
Yes.
What the flock are they going to do?
We are going to. All right, so Baltimore Ravens, pick 30. You know, Javon kind of threw a grenade into this draft and then just dipped.
I'm about to head out.
He threw a grenade and just dipped. So there was a significant run on tackles. It looks like Mims is gone, Fuaga is gone, Latham is gone, Fontenot is gone.
Yes.
There is a guy there that I still like though. And there's also some receivers I still like, right? But in this situation, I think we build in the trenches. I think we go Baltimore Ravens with the 30th overall pick. Select Tyler Guyton, tackle, Oklahoma.
You are not selecting Tyler Guyton.
You will not be selected.
Who took Tyler Guyton? Oh, sorry. That must have been when I slid out. Sorry.
Yeah, it was the Cardinals. So
never mind.
But it was a good thought process. I admire the thoughts that you
Yeah.
had there. Yes, that was a good thinking.
Y'all should have showed me the last 4 picks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we agree
probably
with the idea of the pick, but
We really like the
physically
idea.
cannot give you that one.
Good
You like the
thinking.
idea? The idea was great, though, right? The idea was
It was
great.
a fantastic idea. Really.
All right, so I got a backup plan. With 30th overall pick, Baltimore Ravens select Troy Franklin, wide receiver, Oregon.
That'll work.
Yes, it will.
Now, I was discussing about the Bills pick. Do you think the Ravens can beat the Chiefs? Because that's the goal, is to beat the Chiefs. Can they win so with one of their top 3 wide receivers not being able to survive against the press and going up against a Steve Spagnuolo defense?
Well, here's the thing, though. Troy Franklin is a guy you can move all around the formation. He can line up in the slot, he can line up outside. You would have said the same thing about Zay Flowers, but Zay Flowers put up over 100 yards on those same Chiefs that you're talking about in the AFC Championship game. right? There's creative ways you can use a guy who can run legit. What did he run today? 4 something.
Yeah, he ran the low 4.4s. Yeah.
He ran low 4.4s, good hands. He can separate at the top of the route, and that's what the Ravens really need. The Ravens really need someone that can take the top off the defense while Zay Flowers works the underneath routes, and then you still have Rashad Bateman, who can do a little bit of both. And we obviously still have those two elite tight ends, and Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely. So I think Troy Franklin fits the offense very well. He's a guy that can run. He can, he obviously can catch. He's got good routes, and the press. I'm not really worried about the press because the NFL is so creative with formations and moving guys around. And he's not going to have that issue with every corner, right? He's not going to be going against, the top press man corner every week, right? Not every cornerback is good in press man coverage, right? He's going to he's going to play against a lot of zone coverage as well, and so. I like Troy Franklin at this spot. I mean, you get him basically for a second round pick. Anything with pick 30 to 32 is pretty much an early second round pick. So
all I gotta say is there's a limitation for how much you can scheme up these guys open if you got multiple guys who struggle against the press.
Well,
you gotta pick one guy who's in a bad situation.
Zay doesn't struggle against the press. He played very well this year.
Yeah,
and so does Bateman. So he'd be the only one if you're basing it off of college.
True. Yeah. Just got to be careful with that one because remember, you got to beat the Chiefs to get anywhere in this AFC. I get a little worried about Franklin.
Well, I think if anything, to beat the Chiefs, you need defense. You got to stop.
Also remember now, based off of this draft, L'Jarius Sneed is gone.
Right. They don't have.
They still can get a lot of good cornerback help, both in free agency and in the draft later on. There's quite a bit of bigger corners in this class that they can go after.
Yeah, but if we talking rookie on rookie, Troy Franklin has done this. He's done pretty much damage to everybody he's gone against. Mm-hmm. So you ask yourself, how's a guy put up those numbers but still struggles against the press? He's doing it somehow, right? He's put up over 1,000 yards receiving, double-digit touchdowns. I think he'll be fine.
All right.
We're going to pick 31, which is the San Francisco 49ers, which was Javon, who is no longer here. So we go to Coach Ward, and you got the West. You got the best of the West now.
Let's go. All right. So immediately what I'm thinking, based off who's here, you guys did a good thing for me. I'm losing Chase Young probably in free agency, but I got a good replacement in Chop Robinson.
Right. Another Big Ten guy right in there.
So it's a good plug and play type of benefit. I'm going to take total advantage of that right now. So I'm going to go Chop Robinson for the 49ers.
Freak athlete.
I like Chop. Great nickname, too.
He chopping it up.
All right.
If he has some really short arms.
To close it out, we got not the Super Bowl champs, but we have the LA Rams.
Yes, sir.
Two.
All right. So circling back around, I think I'm going to go with their best. Hold on. I need offensive line help.
All right. I'll show you the offensive lineman.
I want to say Kingsley.
Oh, Sumatia.
Yeah, Kingsley Sumatia is probably going to be. I'm going to go ahead and pull him up in the end of the first round with the Rams.
All right, you're going Kingsley. Straight out of Brigham Young. All right, and that concludes round one. Should we give everyone a little recap in case they are just tuning in right now on what we did in round one?
I'm not against it.
All right. Well, let's start this off with, of course, Caleb Williams. He goes to the Bears. The Bears, they trade him to the Falcons for a little bit of a haul, nothing too crazy. They get like a second-round pick and a future third.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, yes. I can hear you. And then Drake May goes in the second pick. Jaden Daniels goes 3. Marvin Harrison goes 4. It's pretty predictable at that point. Joe Alt goes to 5 to the Chargers. They're going to move Slater over to the right side and have just 2
Okay, say
bookend
something.
tackles for Herbert.
Okay, I can't hear you guys.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep, we can hear you fine.
And then Olu Fashanu at 6 to the Giants. They got to get some protection for Daniel Jones, and they believe in him for at least one more year. But they might go for another vet quarterback, or maybe they trust in DeVito. We'll see. The Vikings, or not the Vikings, the Titans, they get Malik Neighbors, and he is reluctantly going to Tennessee. Big oof, as we saw yesterday when he was asked about going to either them or the Falcons. In response to the Titans, he just went oof. But anyways, Falcons with the first surprise of the draft, I'd say, is Terrion Arnold, cornerback for them. They just keep on adding strength right there. It's a really great bookend of corners between him and AJ Terrell. And there's Roma Dunze to the Bears. Woo! Talise Fuaga. Aaron Rodgers is happy right there. Michael Penix Jr., another big surprise as the 4th quarterback off the board. He goes to the Vikings. I guess Kirk ain't staying around. And they go invest in a very interesting quarterback. Then the Broncos go polar opposite. They get J.J. McCarthy. The Raiders, they go Jerzon Newton. Johnny, here he is, going to the Raiders. Then we got Dallas Turner to the Saints. Get them an extra pass rusher. The Colts, they get Brock Bowers to pair with Anthony Richardson. I already had a big explanation on that. I'm not going to go into that too long. Laiatu Latu to the Seahawks. Jackson Powers Johnson to the Jaguars. And Steelers fans hate me for that one. Terrible, terrible tragedy for Steelers Nation. Amarius Mims goes to the Bengals. They try and develop him. Keon Coleman goes to the Chiefs. The Chiefs make a bold trade up with the LA Rams to get Keon Coleman, and they send L'Jarius Sneed away. That is going to be a very interesting one. That was created by Javon himself, Chiefs fans, so don't at me. I'm just the messenger. Your own guy chose that move. It was pretty interesting haul, but that's a very bold one. Not exactly predictive. It's just something he would do. Then we got Quinyon Mitchell to the Steelers. Whew, that's a great consolation prize. Jared Verse, the Texans trade up 2 spots with the Dolphins to get Verse, pair him with Will Anderson Jr. The Eagles, they get Byron Murphy the second. They love to keep on adding in the trenches. The Dolphins, they get Troy Fontenot. They keep on getting protection for Tua because you got to keep him healthy. And then there's another tackle right off the board immediately afterwards. The Cowboys, they go J.C. Latham to try and protect Dak. The Green Bay Packers, they get defensive back Cooper DeJean, very much needed and very interesting pick for them out of Iowa. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they get Cameron Kitchens, potentially just in case of Antoine Winfield leaves. They might franchise tag him, but that also could be an amazing safety duo in the meantime, even if he does stay. So very interesting spot for him. Tyler Guyton goes to the Cardinals. They protect Kyler, especially after he was out to start last year. Adonai Mitchell goes to the Bills. Nate Wiggins goes to the Lions to get some coverage. The Ravens from Baltimore, they get Troy Franklin to get another deep threat for Lamar to kind of spread things out and help things out for Tank and for Rashad Bateman underneath. The 49ers, they get Chop Robinson, athlete for the 49ers. That is a phenomenal fit for them. And then the Rams, they get Kingsley to try and really protect Stafford. That is going to be the end of the first round for the Draft Nerds 2024 mock. But wait, there's still more because we got another round for you. Starting up top, finally, the Carolina Panthers pick. First in the second, who is on the board with the Panthers?
Me. It's me.
All right, Coach.
All
Line
right.
them up. Who they
All
getting?
right. So we witnessed at times I wanted to cry. You know, my quarterback was taking a beating. So it's only proper to go ahead and address that. We were kind of chomping at the bit to find the first either offensive tackle or either guard. And I think between the two, I think Graham Barton is probably the better prospect. We're going to go ahead and take Graham Barton off you guys' hand.
Nice. Got to protect Bryce. He struggled a lot under pressure when really absolutely getting manhandled. He's a smaller guy. You cannot get him taking that many hits. Smart investment to protect Bryce Young. And then after that, we got the Patriots are on the clock. I believe, was that Javon or was that Matt? I think it was Javon.
I think it was Jay. Yeah, I think it was Javon.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Anyone want to take the Patriots pick?
Sure, why not? Give me just a moment. Okay, so let's take a quick look at who's still there.
Yeah, what positions do you want?
I'm just trying to see. Oh, I think I found it. I think I have made my decision. Just make sure I'm not going crazy. Kool-Aid McKinstry still on the board, yes?
Yeah, Kool-Aid McKinstry fell out of the first round.
Well, he didn't fall far. So here we go. Gerard Mayo is an old linebacker. Well, not even old. He could still be playing. He seems like he was in the draft just a few years ago. But he knows the value of defense, and he's off the Belichick tree. Kool-Aid McKinstry is a person that was most people's preseason either cornerback 1 or 2 coming into the year. So it tells you, he didn't have maybe the season everyone was expecting, but the skills and talent are still there. And this is a great – now, speaking of turning something into a strength, with Christian Gonzalez from last year and Kool-Aid McKinstry from this year, they now have one of the better young corner tandems in the NFL.
Ooh, that is a very interesting pick. I know Patriots fans, they'd get on you, Bill, because they really want to get this offense built up. But reinforcing the Patriots
I completely get what they're saying. Now, this is only a 2-round mock. I promise you, if it continued, the offense would be addressed. But you can't pass up great players to get good players. That's how you become bad and stay bad.
Yeah.
That's how you got here, Patriots.
Absolutely fair. The Patriots, they get the surprise faller of the first. Kool-Aid McKinstry doesn't fall far. Kind of similar to Joey Porter Jr. He went 33rd or the second round pick last year, and a lot of people thought he was going in the first round. Kool-Aid kind of fits the exact same bill, just one spot later, just because Miami didn't have a first. But yeah, Kool-Aid stays over to 34. Now, Cardinals back on the clock.
All right, guys, y'all can hear me.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
we
Welcome back, Matt.
Bro, I had to literally close StreamYard out completely and then come back. So I'm back. All right.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
back.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Very professional of you to continue the mock draft.
Thankfully, we didn't have any of your picks to go through.
Right.
Yeah, I was thinking, I'm like, are the Bears picking first in the second round? I was like, oh, they don't have a second round. Well, they do have a second round pick now, but not the first one.
Right. Did before, right?
All right. Let's get it.
All right. So
Coach.
we addressed some needs early on, our wide receiver and our offensive tackle. I think you guys gave me something. I'm gonna go commodity Georgia Bulldog corner.
All right. Kamari Lassiter. We got a mini cornerback run going on right now. All right. Take us through that. What you're adding a little bit of defense now to the Carolina or to the Cardinals after going offense back to back for them.
Yeah, I was looking at wide receiver, but we already got Marvin Harrison Jr. and we got Tyler Guyton. I was looking. I didn't have it. I don't know if Jordan Morgan was going to be good at guard. I think he's played more tackle than guard. So that's the one thing that led me into go ahead and taking the defensive guy. Otherwise, if Morgan was going to give me the guard play that I want him to have, I probably would have took Morgan from Arizona. So I think trying to show up some of that defense, I think that would help them out in the long run.
All right. Nice pick. The Commanders, the Commies, are on the clock.
Oh, that's me. Yes, there we go. Let's see. Let's take a look. Well, as some of you may have seen, we've moved on from our productive, though injury-prone tight end in Logan Thomas. We clearly need to address that position, and the number one tight end is off the board, obviously, but the number two tight end is still available, Jatavian Sanders from Texas.
Ooh. Sanders off the board. That is an interesting fit with Howell. Ooh, freak athlete and great receiving threat.
All right, here we go. Chargers.
Which is me too. Okay, got it. Here we go. Some people were quote unquote disappointed with his combine performance. I don't know what exactly they were expecting. He had a fine combine performance, and his tape is quite impressive. Braylon Trice from Washington is, I think, at this point, undervalued. I have him as a player I would take in the top 30 and sleep just fine. But getting him in the early second feels especially nice. So come on down.
Braylon Trice. I like that. I like that pick a lot.
All right, nice. Especially since the Chargers, they could have more of a edge rusher issue than what you initially see from their roster, because Khalil Mack, he could be traded or cut because of that cap hit, and they are desperately in the red. And he's getting up there in age.
Right. We have to get both younger and cheaper at that position.
Who did the Rams take with the last pick in the first round?
The last pick in the first round was Kingsley to the Rams.
Kingsley's okay, cool.
So Matia.
Okay.
All right. Now the Titans are back on the board. In the first round, they got Malik Neighbors, and I'm sure they definitely want some offensive line help right now. The board has not kind of fallen their way at times with some of these, like a lot of these tackles have gone off the board, and thankfully there is one left that I think they would be thrilled to have, and that is Jordan Morgan out of Arizona. Protect Will Levis.
I was about to trade up for him, but
yeah, you might have needed to trade up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a nice pick. I thought the Titans got a tackle in the first round too.
No, they went with Malik Neighbors.
Oh, Malik Neighbors, right? Okay.
Yeah, the top two tackles went right before him, so they got him, and he will be kicking and screaming, but running all around the field.
All right.
Now we got the New York Giants are on the clock.
Me again. Right. Okay. Let's see.
Hot and heavy,
Yeah.
Bill. Hot and heavy.
It really is. It really is. Okay. There's still some very good players left. So I like this. Just want to confirm, Devondre Sweat is still very much available.
Devondre Sweat is definitely available.
As people might remember, at one point, a strength of this team was the interior of their defense. That stopped being true for those who watched the Giants last year. Some teams have some particularly good days running against the interior of the Giants last year, and we would like to put a stop to that. Thank you very much. And young Mr. Sweat, he is very good at taking up space, but he's more than just that. If you've seen his athletic testing, the way he moves around, things like that, you can see that he's got a little bit. I mean, I'm not about to call him Haloti Nada. That'd be a bit of an exaggeration, but you can see that he's got some potential also as an interior pressure player in the passing game, as well as just a run plugger. And I think he's an 8 to 10 year guy for us.
There it is, Devondre Sweat to the Giants.
The behemoth himself, 366 pounds of pure strength.
He's a big old boy.
He's a big old boy. All right. Commanders. Who are we?
Oh, it's
Hand up.
okay. Here we go.
Bill, you are in control of this draft in the second
Oh my
round.
gosh, am I ever? Well, the
Draft man. Yeah, that's him.
The Commanders, our team. The good news is the Commanders can use some of everything, right? So whatever you take, you need it. One of my favorite players, and I'm actually thrilled that he's still here because I was afraid he might not be here, is Edgerrin Cooper from Texas A&M. And it's time for him to join his newfound home, which in this case is the Washington Commanders.
Nice. They got Edge. He was a dominant player over at Texas A&M.
Yep.
My top linebacker on the board, now off of it.
Yes.
Whew.
Yeah, he was our highest rated player for the Commanders, highest rated player on the board at this point.
Nice. Good pick. And now we got the Packers are on the board.
All right, that would be me.
Finally.
Yes, finally.
Bill, I love you, buddy, but you have a stranglehold on round two.
I was beginning to wonder if I would get a break. So please.
Yeah, get some water, man. Take a break.
I might. Everyone, please enjoy the draft. It's fun, but exhausting.
True.
All right, so with the 41st pick, 2024 Draft Nerds mock draft, the Green Bay Packers will take Kieran Amigadiji. I don't even know how to say his name. I'm sorry.
Amidiji. You had to, you basically sounded it out correctly. You just didn't put the emphasis on the right syllable.
All right, Amidiji from BYU.
Yes, sir.
Nice. You got the Ivy Leaguer.
Yep. One thing about Green Bay, man, they know how to find players. They find them all over the country.
Who did the Commanders take? Oh, I see it. Okay.
Yeah, they took Edgerrin Cooper.
So I'm back to the clock again with Minnesota.
One of those fantastic feel-old moments. We're seeing players named after Marshawn Lynch and Edgerrin James in this draft.
I love it.
I have the Minnesota Vikings here, and this is going to be an easy pick. With the 42nd pick in the 2024 NFL draft, Draft Nerds NFL draft mock draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Ennis Rackstraw Jr. cornerback, Missouri.
I love that kid's tape. He is fun.
Corner was top on their priority list, and he was able to get one in the second round while also taking the quarterback in the first round. Hopefully they get Justin Jefferson figured out, and we move. All right, Chicago Bears. Bear down. They went heavy offense in the first half. First round. They did just lose a guy by the name of Eddie Jackson. And so with that being said,
Oh, I know you're taking.
Chicago Bears.
Oh yeah,
Tyler Nubin, safety, Minnesota.
Tyler Nubin.
I knew exactly who you were taking.
Great pick right there. Ooh, I wanted him at 46.
All right. Raiders. The Raiders. All right. It was the autumn winners of Pirates. The AFC West belongs to the autumn winners of Pirate. In the Las Vegas Raiders, not the Oakland Raiders.
His face is
The
weather
Las
beaten.
Vegas.
He wears a hooded sash. He has. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
All right, who's got the Raiders?
That was Javon since he
That
was the West.
Javon, yeah.
So
I can take him.
All right, go ahead, Coach.
Okay, who did they take the first round?
in the first round, the Raiders selected Jerzon Newton. Johnny.
Okay, defensive tackle. Okay.
Johnny on the spot.
Yep. All right. I'm gonna go. Man, they need a tackle bad. So I'm gonna go Patrick Paul out of Houston, tackle. I think the run on tackles early on, then they can't wait any longer. Basically, get running around not getting anything. They can't run that risk. So,
and you get Chris Paul's very big little brother.
All right, the next pick would be the New Orleans Saints, which is also me. So this right here is probably a no-brainer for me, especially if the board falls.
We're calling in. Hold on. We're calling in. All right. Hey, how's it going?
It's going.
This is Ryan Poles from the Chicago Bears, man.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, look, I'm looking to get up to that pick 45. I'm willing to give you my third round pick this year. I'm willing to give you a second round pick next year. And I'm willing to give you a third this year, second next year. And I'll even throw in the fourth next year as well. What does that sound like? How does that sound to you?
So your third it'll be 75, 75th?
So yeah, you dropped him back 30 spots.
I mean, we are in cap hell. We in cap hell. We got some restructures. However, let's see what this board looking like. Let's see. We got somebody that we need. 2 seconds.
Yeah, second round picks next year in a very good. You'll have a third. You'll have 2/3 this year, and you'll have an extra fourth as well.
Okay, we'll roll with that.
All right.
And is it going to be the Chicago Bears second next year or the Carolina Panthers second next year?
It'll be the Bears second.
All right.
All right.
Let's just force that in. All right. Congratulations, Bears. You're on the clock.
All right. Ryan Poles ain't playing. And with the 45th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft Nerds mock draft, the Chicago Bears select Cedric Van Pran, center, Georgia.
Ooh. Interesting. SVP. Now, what made you guys want to trade up 30 spots a future second, and a future third for Cedric Van Pran.
Well, center happens to be the biggest need on our team. We haven't addressed it. Number two, you just said it. We don't pick again for 30 picks. We singled out this guy. This is a guy we had high on our board. We felt like if we sat and waited 30 picks, he wouldn't be there. As you can see, we have 2 second-round picks next year. And we have some awesome extra picks coming in from the Justin Fields trade as well. And so we needed that center, that foundation of our offensive line to protect Caleb Williams. We want to make sure this kid gets a fair shot at succeeding.
All right. Well done. Congrats on getting Justin Fields some protection up the middle. And now we going from Chicago, a short 3-hour drive, to Indianapolis with the next pick. And there are some interesting names on the board for the Colts. They went offense playmaker with Brock Bowers. Brian Thomas Jr. is staring me in the face right now. And on the board, he is my top player right now for them in terms of what he fits for their criteria. But they just got Brock Bowers. So that kind of hurts. I could continue to load up on weapons, or they could trade back. Is anyone interested in making a move up?
Government says 3 hours is not a short drive, Jay.
It is if you're a Midwesterner. Brian Thomas is still there. He's very tempting to get this Colts offense just loaded with weapons for Anthony Richardson and Shane Steichen to play with. But is any of these GMs looking at pick 46 and wanting to trade up? Matt? Coach? Bill?
Let me see what the 49ers may look at trading. Up to you. See what we got. All right, so 49ers.
Okay.
What picks do we have?
So yeah, you have 63, 94, 98.
Okay. So I'll give you a second. I'll give you a second next year. And let's see.
A second and 63.
Let's make it a third.
All right,
yeah.
Third.
Let's make it a third and 63. Yep. Third and 63 to move up.
Well, let's see. That's
If
still
it
quite a
doesn't
bit
go
of a
through, maybe 98.
drop for them. They might need a little bit more. Because there's still a good tier right here that they might want to stick with. Would you be willing to also give up
Picks within
94 or 98?
Yeah. Give him the 98. I think I went out.
All right. I'd say the Colts will accept that deal. All right. So the San Francisco 49ers are on the clock.
Right.
Bold trade up. What do they want?
All right. And all right. Let's see what we got. Hold on. I can't see my needs. So it's O-line and cornerback. O-line and cornerback. Okay. All right. So we're going to take TJ Tampa from Iowa State.
Oh, okay.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, that's a really good pick.
He was tempting for me as well. There's a few other guys that I'm also big on later on at corner for the Colts.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Very tough, very physical corner. That fits well with what the 49ers are trying to do.
Yep.
All right. And we got the Giants on the board or on the clock right now at 47.
Let's see. Pick 47, and you said the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's take a quick look at what's still available. Who is still available?
Yo, you have any insight on this? Is government says why was Tampa not at the combine?
It's like asking why Beanie Bishop was not at the combine. It's two couple of my favorite corners that were not invited.
They weren't invited. Wow,
Yep.
Disrespect.
that's wild. I
And
didn't
this
know
was
he
like
wasn't
a
invited.
very small combine invite group too.
Yeah, it was a slightly smaller group than the last 2 seasons, years or whatever, I believe.
Yeah. Damn.
But all those wide receivers. Let's see. I believe we will be taking. Yes, we will. Yeah. We will be taking young Mr. Darius Robinson from Missouri.
That's a
Nice. Good pick.
Beefing that defense up. First
Yep.
you get Devondre Sweat, now Darius Robinson. Whew.
Yeah, we're gonna win at least on one side of the ball.
Right, and you still have what's his name from Oregon, the edge rusher.
Yep. Who's going to come? I believe Thibodeau comes to his own next year.
Yeah, Thibodeau.
Man, the Jaguars are furious right now because those were 2 guys that they were definitely considering on their board at 48.
And they were wise to consider them.
Yeah. Well done with Darius Robinson, one of my favorites as well, gone. Whew. I knew he wasn't going to sneak past as soon as I traded back. I knew that, but damn. Very nice. Whew. The Jaguars are on the clock now. They need some DB help. They need some edge help. Let's beef up this defense. Or it's not on their officially listed needs, but Calvin Ridley could be leaving them. There's a chance because he's a very unique case where if they keep him, the pick that they give up is a second-round pick in this draft. So then they wouldn't even have this pick. So because of that, I'm assuming that they don't have him and they need some extra wide receiver help. So I'm going to give them Brian Thomas Jr.
Like it. I like it a lot.
And again, Trevor Lawrence is a very happy man getting both Jackson Powers Johnson and Brian Thomas Jr. or Jackson Powers Jones. Ooh. Jags
Yeah,
are looking
Jackson
very
Johnson, yeah.
dangerous. All right. The Bengals are on the clock.
All right. That is me. AFC North football. All right. And with our first pick, we took Amarius Mims. Oh man. All right. Cincinnati Bengals. What do we need? All right. Let me see the tackles that are available. They already took Mims, but let me see the tackles again.
Yeah, the OTs left. Blake Fisher, Matt John Calves, Dominic Pooney, Christian Jones, Darlo Mea.
Go down.
Yeah.
Is Javon Foster still there?
Foster was gone in round 1.
Really? Foster went in round 1.
Or was he round 1 or was it? No, I think he went early round 2.
Let me see. What did he
Where
go
did
to?
Foster go?
I don't think he went. I don't remember hearing his names. Is that all the tackles that are showing on the screen?
Yeah, that's all the tackles. Is he possibly listed as an interior guy?
That would be
Shouldn't
weird.
be.
No, he just says tackle, but
He's definitely a tackle, but that'll be
I
weird.
guess
if they got him.
someone took him. Oh yeah, Juwan Morgan. Wait, no.
he's like rank 100.
Ooh, no, Javon Foster from Missouri. Does
Javon
PFF
Foster.
not have him listed? That would be weird.
Let me see. Oh, there he is. He's just
There he
so
is.
far down the list.
So he still is available. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
sorry.
That's not the pick. I just wanted to see if he was still available. All right.
still
Let
is.
me go. Let me see the interior D line.
Interior.
Yeah.
You thinking Frazier, Haynes, Mahogany?
No. D line. D line.
Oh, interior D line. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Defensive interior. Got some names.
Yeah,
Jenkins,
yeah.
Fisk,
Yeah.
O'Hara.
Yeah. I like it. All right. So with this pick coming up for the Cincinnati Bengals, Cincinnati will select Brandon Fisk, D tackle from Florida State.
Fisk. Nice. Good pick.
They attacked the trenches on the first two picks.
Mhm.
All right. Who we got next? Eagles.
Yep, that's Bill. Back in action.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Dun, 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 dun.
You want me to take it, or one of y'all gonna get it?
This was Javon, the Eagles.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
this
but-
is Bill.
Bill's
is Bill.
Yeah, it's Bill.
Bill, you there? Or if not, then I'll take the Eagles. What did the Eagles do in the first round?
In the first round, the Eagles went Byron Murphy II.
All right.
This is interesting
Yeah.
for sure.
Let me
Because
see the safeties.
the safeties, they got Bullard, Hicks, Bullock, Vaki, Taiki,
All right, let me see the corners.
yeah, Bishop. So at corner, Kyrie, Sainstrill, Jarian, Chris Abrams, Drain, Andrew, Jarvis
Okay,
Brownlee, Renardo
let me see
Green.
the edge rushers.
All right. Edges.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think they got Byron Murphy. They got Nolan Smith. But they are shopping, what's his name?
Reddick.
Yeah, Hassan Reddick. So
They could use it
Bill,
as
you're
a
back.
pass rusher.
Oh yeah,
You're back.
very much so.
All right. Well, you're up right now with the Eagles. What you want
I
to do?
figured. Let's see. This is fun in a way, also. So the person who started at left guard for us is now going to be our center. That's
Mhm.
Cam Jurgens. So we are going to replace him with Cooper Beebe from Kansas State University.
Nice.
Like it. I like it.
Good pick. Good pick. A little bit of offensive line reshuffling for the Eagles, and they attack trenches early yet again.
It's a thing that we have always prized during our recent run, and we feel like there are certain players that are slightly better than the players that be available later. I don't know if there's another guard we like as much as BB available later in this draft.
I mean, there's a chance they could have kept their left guard at guard and gone like Frazier, for example. They want to go for a pure center.
Well, we already have. I mean, Jurgens was playing guard for us, but he's a center by trade. Like that's really what he is.
True.
So, yeah, the point in drafting him was to give him a year to be with Kelsey and to basically follow him around like a lost puppy and watch everything he did.
Fair.
And playing right next to him, he had a chance to do that. Now he's going to slide right over, and I mean, everyone's comp for Cam Jurgens was Jason Kelsey anyway. So it is kismet in essence that now he's going to be the guy. And now what used to be his spot, like I said, will be filled by Cooper Beebe, who has a lot of the same sort of traits that we really like in our guards we've drafted in the past.
Bill, I'm seeing you dropping the Yiddish on the video right here. I appreciate it. I see you.
Yeah. Well, Howie Roseman would probably be dropping a little Yiddish if he were here, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. He's a good boy.
He's right. See right through all this Michigas and get right to it.
All right. The Rams are on the clock. In the first round, the Rams were busy. They moved up. They got they moved back and they got Kingsley. So now here they are again, 51.
Oh, hold on. The Steelers. Oh, it was swap. I'm sorry. My bad. All right. Let's see what I need to.
So yeah, you guys got L'Jarius Sneed in this draft.
Yep. We got
And you got
on the back handle.
Kingsley.
Got it. And we got O-line. Okay, so is that defensive line, linebacker, and DB?
Here I can get, it says quarterback, offensive line, defensive line, linebacker, and DB are the needs.
All right, man. Quarterback, linebacker, and DB. Okay.
Plus both the trenches, O-line and D-line.
O-line, D-line? Okay. All right. Give me a few seconds. All right. So I'm thinking, we're losing a little bit in our linebacker core. I like the kid Cedric Gray. However, I think this guy will be a great mentor to take over because I think Stafford's pretty much done after this year. And I think the Rams are cool with where they are. So I'm liking Bo Nix to the Rams to be the successor to Matthew Stafford.
That's a good pick.
Nice. Bo Nix's draft fall potential round 1 quarterback goes to 51 to the Rams in round 2. And the Steelers, they might be a little upset right there. They would have been eyeing him immediately after.
Well, we'll do what we always do. We'll recover. Let's see. So we're now at pick number
52.
52. Okay. Pick 52. So let's see. And it's me on the clock, correct?
Yep, it's you on the clock, I believe.
Making sure. Okay, there's players we like still here. There's players we like who are still here. Ah, yes, there's a player I very much like who's still here. So we are going to finish the refurbishing and fixing of the back end of our defense by adding Kalen Bullock, safety from USC.
Nice. Good free safety right there. Woo. That is a revamped Steelers backfield in the defense. Ooh,
We've gone from having some
needed.
We've gone from having some athletic challenges, I think would be the best way to put it, in our secondary to now it being one of the more athletic secondaries in the NFL.
Yeah, and you're in the AFC North. You have to go up against T. You got to go against Jamar. You got to go against Zay. You got to go against
the Browns have some
Browns,
receivers
Amari
too.
Cooper.
Yeah, there's receivers everywhere in the conference. So yes, very much aware of that.
So doubling up on the secondary right there.
Yep.
All right. I think I'm on the board with the Miami Dolphins. And with that pick, so we already addressed the offensive line. We took care of that with Troy Fontenot.
Mm-hmm.
And then so when I watched the Dolphins this year, a couple of things stood out to me. One, down the stretch, they got extremely injured. They lost 2 edge rushers to injury. They also lost a linebacker to injury, and I think that linebacker, even with those linebackers they had, they still needed upgrades. So with this pick, Miami Dolphins with the 53rd pick of the second round select linebacker Peyton Wilson from NC State.
Mm-hmm.
Ironically, a guy whose real knock is injury history also, but he's an exciting football player.
Yes, he is.
He
and
is
I mean,
playmaker.
At this point, they just need bodies, right? And
yes,
but Peyton Wilson is he could be a really good player for them.
Yep.
Just keep him healthy. All right, Philadelphia. That's you, Billy.
That's me again. Yes. Okay. So let's take a quick look at the board. As tempting it would be to keep loading up on the side of the ball we've been on, we're gonna hop over to the other side of the ball and take a quick look. There's some players we do like. Yeah, there are. While it's not the world's most pressing, desperate need, we're going to go ahead and grab Trey Benson, and we're gonna run the football this year, kids. We like running the football. We're going to run it a bit more. So the committee gets a little more athletic and a little bigger.
Trey Benson is a nice pick. All right, so I'm back up with the Cleveland Browns. Shout out to my man Breakthrough on Twitter. He loves his Browns, and with this pick, the Cleveland Browns select Ladd McConkey, wide receiver, Georgia.
Ooh, that's a lad.
That's a lad going to Cleveland. Cleveland, stand up.
Well, he better.
Cleveland, this is for you.
He better stop in Dublin, Ohio.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, Ladd, Amari Cooper, and Elijah Moore could do some damage.
Indeed.
They could do some damage.
Quite.
I don't want to see it, but they could do some damage.
They'll do some damage.
Agreed.
Right. So now we got those Dallas Cowboys. In the way Stephen A would say, the Dallas Cowboys.
With the laugh always right after that. The laugh was perfect. You did a great job with the laugh.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. The Dallas Cowboys.
That's a on point Stephen A.
I used to see him a lot when I used to work in number 2 Penn Plaza, Midtown Manhattan. And in those days, he used to tape a radio show for WFAN, was it? Mm-hmm. I can't remember which radio station, but some radio station that was right there in downtown New York. I used to see him all the time. And we talk about his old coach, Clarence Big House Gaines. Black History Month, look him up if you're not familiar with the legendary Clarence Big House Gaines, who himself was a great two-sport athlete, great football player, as well as a great basketball player when he was a player, but one of the great basketball coaches of all time. And Stephen A. Smith was a reserve guard for him in his playing days. But as we mostly talked about was the legendary Clarence Big House Gaines, who I used to see him.
All right, Bill, you up? The Cowboys.
That's right, I am.
Hey, what's his name? The the kid from Western Kentucky, the receiver.
McCorley? I mean, Malachi Corley, yeah.
Malachi Corley.
Did he get drafted? Did he get invited?
He was at the combine. He was
Yeah,
at the
he came
combine.
to the combine. I talked to him about his prep for it at the Senior Bowl. He's
Okay.
here.
What was his 40? What was his 40 time today?
Let me check real quick.
All right. While he's checking that, Bill, you're up. What you think?
By checking that, I am up, and I've narrowed it down to about 3 different players, and I'm doing some math in my head. Let me see something here.
While you all in my head.
I got an update.
Oh,
Corley did not test.
well, there it is.
He didn't test?
He did not test.
Wow.
So wait, he actually requested to test at a different position.
What's that?
Running back.
What?
Okay.
What? Malachi testing at running back?
I mean, there are some teams that think he could be a running back, so that's an interesting decision.
But yeah, for him to do it though, it's one thing for them to request his out. Another
I
thing,
mean, he is Debo reincarnate.
he is. But I'm like, why wouldn't he just test as a receiver and a running back? He could just do both.
He could do both.
Because I've seen players do both. I've seen players test at both positions. Two different positions.
Yes.
I mean, he's 5'11", 215, right? Like that's
Right. He's a thick
running back
boy.
size too.
He's very, very thick. Let me just confirm. I feel. Yeah, I know somebody's going to pause. I knew the pause was coming.
I don't even normally do it, but I just felt like being.
I know. I got you. I just want to confirm. Chris Braswell still available? Yes.
Yes, he is.
Not anymore. Okay.
No! That was my guy, man. You just took my guy.
Well, now he's our guy.
Now he's our guy. Now he's our guy. Okay. Now. Damn it, you Bill. All right.
Damn you, Bill.
Damn you, Bill. Damn you, Bill. All right, the Green Bay Packers are on the clock. And so far, they've done some good work. They've gotten a really good corner in Cooper DeJean.
Yep.
And then I believe did we get a tackle?
Earlier on,
Second round, yeah.
they got Kieran.
All right.
So
All right, so it's time to continue to build this team.
are they interested in moving back a bit?
With who?
The Indianapolis Colts.
What do you offer?
So you have pick 57. The Colts are willing to give you 82, 118, and San Francisco's third next year.
You got to throw in 63 for it to be a deal.
How about we move it from 82, or how about we move from 118 to 98? And yeah, so you get San Francisco's third, both drafts.
Sounds good.
Plus 82.
But I want to pick in this second round.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say 63 or no deal.
The Colts are going to pass and wait for another deal.
All right. We got some really good options here at this pick. Just need to check something real quick here. Talking to one of my cap guys. All right, so Bill, tell me, how good is Josh Myers?
Pretty good. I mean, like, I don't think he's like headed to all pro level, but
Okay.
solid professional is what I would say.
Okay.
Solid pro.
Enough to keep us from drafting Zach Frazier.
No, not enough to keep you from drafting Zach Frazier.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I have two players in mind. I have Zach Frazier, and then I have another player that I have in mind. What's the guy? Not Aaron Jones, the other running back. Is he a free agent?
AJ Dillon.
Yeah. Is AJ a free agent?
Has it been 4 years since his rookie?
I'm trying to remember. I think he might be. I have to double check to be sure, but I think you might be right. I have to double check.
Let me just double check. AJ. Oh, yep. His contract expires at the new league year. He'll be a free agent. And with that being said, the Green Bay Packers select in the second round with their second pick. The Wisconsin boy, Braylon Allen, staying in town. He's staying in Wisconsin, baby. Braylon Allen staying in Wisconsin to help out Jordan Love and pairing up with Aaron Jones. Yeah, baby. The pack is back. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa
pick
Bay.
right there.
Nice.
Now,
All right.
Coach, the Colts are
Yeah.
going to offer you the same deal to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 82, 118, and the San Francisco 49ers third next year.
Mm-mm. No, I got some good options right here. Nah.
Mhm.
It's one particular guy that I want, and he's going to change my franchise forever.
Forever.
All right, bold. Hit us with it,
Forever.
Coach.
All right. So my guy is going to be Christian Haynes from UConn.
Ooh,
Mm.
I like
We've had some injuries along our guard position for the last couple of years, so he's going to help change my franchise. So
Christian Hayes. He lasted a long while. That's a good pick.
Mm-hmm.
He plays a little bit of nasty.
A
Mm-hmm.
little nasty. Whew, that is a very good pick for them if they're trying to protect Baker.
So
Probably
y'all,
one of the
did
picks
you guys
there.
know that Xavier Worthy finally
The
broke
record. Yeah, he
Yep.
broke the record.
Yeah,
Yep.
he broke John Ross and Chris Johnson's record.
4-2-1.
4-2-1 is his official time. Good
Yep.
God Almighty. Whew, that's fast.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
Dang,
that's yesterday fast, bro. God dang.
I get a speeding ticket fast. Like
Mm-hmm.
you get a speed ticket for running that fast.
Absolutely.
All right, the Texans, Houston. Who had the Texans?
Your boy.
It's your boy.
It's your boy.
It's your boy.
Did Javon have him?
Your boy Jay.
Mm-hmm.
It's your boy Hope. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy. Holla at me, man.
Well, the Houston Texans, they're definitely going wide receiver right now. And there's some interesting ones. They could go for the speedster Worthy to pair with Tank Dell.
Lord.
They could. They could go with Ricky Pearsall if they want someone a little bit bigger, or Roman Wilson if they want someone who's a little bit more of a, you know what? Let's go with Worthy.
Tez Walker is sitting there too.
Yeah.
I like that. Xavier Worthy. Oh my God. Tank Dell, Xavier Worthy.
And Nico Collins.
The greatest show on.
Turf again.
Yeah, yes, yeah, really. I mean, I was gonna try to work in something like involving barbecue or something, but yeah. I guess just go stick with turf.
Man. Sheesh.
Everything's bigger in Texas except their wide receivers right now outside of Nico. But damn.
South, boy. You talking about the Texans. CJ Stroud, Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Xavier Worthy. Imagine they add a running back like Saquon Barkley. Just forget about it at that point.
And they also got Jared Verse in round 1 to pair with Will Anderson Jr. That is going to be dangerous, and I'm really upset at myself that I have given the Texans this good of a draft. But
Xavier Worthy gets to stay in Texas, too. He gets to stay in town.
mm-hmm.
So that's a good pick. All right, Buffalo Bill. Nobody circles the wagons. quite like the Buffalo Bills. I love it. I love it. Let me see.
Who has the Bills? Was that one of the ones I
That's
picked?
the AFC East, right? AFC East.
Yeah, that's the one I picked up from Javon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who did they pick in there first?
Hold on, real quick.
First round. Oh, actually, I picked them up from the.
No, you picked them up. Okay.
Yeah, because I got Adonai Mitchell.
Gotcha.
For them in round 1. Damn.
Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. Nobody.
All right.
Good
Well,
evening, everybody there in New York, and a special hello to my great friend Jim Kelly and his wife Jill. I'm sorry I can't be with you, but I have a decent hall pass. There's Monday Night Football, and I kind of have to watch what goes on here for ESPN. But I'm with you in spirit tonight because the work that you all have done while Hunter was with us, and
nobody circles the wagons like. Say it with me, y'all. The
Buffalo Bills.
Well, this is the guy who the Colts were very interested in trading up to get.
Mm-hmm.
One of them. But the Bills, they're going to really... they need one more guy in that interior of their defense. A freak athlete to really continue to pair with Ed Oliver. They're going to go with the mutant himself, Chris Jenkins Jr.
Chris Jenkins. All right.
We all know what Senior was able to do.
Took him because he was fitting to, like they say in the South, he was fitting to be a lion.
Mm-hmm.
He was fitting to be a lion.
Listen, he was going to be a Colt or he was going to be a Bill.
All right. I like it, though. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. So Detroit in the first round, we took. Who did we take? Remind me. I think we took did we take a corner?
Yeah, you took our good buddy Nate Wiggins.
Yes, we took Nate. We took Nate the Great. All right, we took Nate the Great. And now there's a time for us to get better on offense once again. And once again, the Detroit Lions select Roman Wilson, wide receiver, Michigan.
Sticking in Michigan, back-to-back Wolverines.
Roman Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
We got Amon-Ra St. Brown. And you got Williams. I like that. I like that threesome. I like that threesome. All right. Now it's time for the Baltimore Ravens. The greatest team in the land.
The Ravens. The Colts are interested in making a trade.
Oh, God. Here we go.
All right. 82nd.
No.
118th. And the San Francisco. Actually, you know what? The Colts, third. 4. The Ravens pick 62. And you know what? Just as a show of good faith, they are going to also trade you the rights to the history of the Baltimore Colts. The Colts will not claim any Baltimore Colts history. You can online or in person. They're not.
So think about it this way: you're getting Johnny Unitas, you're getting Alan the Horse Amici, you're getting Raymond Berry, you're getting.
You can't pass up this
Right.
offer. Once in a
Jim
lifetime
Parker.
opportunity.
So hit me clearly.
How about
Oh no. Yeah, no. We're gonna stick and pick. Stick and pick. Stick and pick. All right. May I see my options, please? I think I know what I'm gonna do, but I just like to
All
see
right.
I
Well,
like to see my options.
let it be known that Matt does not care about Baltimore Colts history. He believes it belongs rightfully in Indianapolis.
That's not true.
His words, not mine.
I
Pass up the
do
opportunity.
believe in Coach.
Get in the comments, Ravens fans.
I think the coach should have been in Baltimore the whole time, but hey, what do I know? I was only born the year they left, so who knows?
Well, this would have been unanimous. No argument.
All right, so first round we go Mr. Troy Franklin,
Mhm.
the speed merchant himself. A lot of tackles without the board. A lot of guards.
Yep.
Is Cooper Beebe no longer with us?
He has been taken.
He's no longer
He's
with
very much with us, but
us. he's
fact,
he's
to be
very
more-
much with us.
in fact,
Can I see the interior offensive line, please?
to be more
That one.
exact, he's with me.
He's
He's,
in
uh,
fact he's with me.
Yeah, he is like
Went home early.
Liam. He's like Liam Neeson's daughter. Taken.
He went home early.
All right. Interior offensive line.
Oh, I like.
Frazier. Mahogany.
Oh, I love Mahogany.
Oh,
That's a great
Zaxington.
name.
That's a great name, Mahogany.
I like me some mahogany.
I like Zenter, even though he's coming off an injury.
Yep.
May I see the corners, please? For
Yes, you may
$200.
see the corners.
May I see the corners, please? Let me see those. See those young lads.
You got
All
Kyrie, Ainstrill, Jarian, Abrams, Andrew.
All right. So one last time, let me see the edge rushers as well.
All right.
Braswell was a guy I had circled, but someone foiled my plans.
You're allowed to circle.
Foiled
him.
again by Bill.
You can still circle him. You just can't play him, but you can circle him.
You just can't
Oh,
get him.
let me see interior D line as well.
Oh, interior D line. All right.
Yeah, let me see those interior guys.
The big beefies.
The trenches. Even though we are bringing back Meta BK. All right, so here we go. I've made up my mind. I've made my mind.
All right.
All right. This is a big need, but we got two needs left. But I think we're gonna hold tight. We're gonna make this pick. We're gonna keep moving with the first pick in the second round. With their only pick in the second round, the Baltimore Ravens select Mike Sandstrill, cornerback, Michigan. Come on home.
We
Love
go
it.
three
Love 'em.
straight Wolverines.
Yes.
The run on Michigan players is now in full.
Yes. I love Mike. Yo, he is a dog. Like, yeah, I think Romo Dunze said he hated playing against him because he was like,
I'm sure he did. It's not. I'm sure it was no fun whatsoever. He's super competitive, and yeah, he plays a little bit of edge.
Mhm.
Yep. And he plays like a Raven.
Yeah,
Yes,
Would
that's
you
a
agree?
good-
absolutely.
would you agree, Coach?
Yeah, kind of an
Oh, yeah.
annoying shirt,
Same.
but yes.
Look, listen to me. A lot of people overlook that part of Michigan's defense.
Yeah, they secondary.
A lot of people give all the credit to the front seven, which is cool, and then they give it back to the safeties. But those cornerbacks played their butt off, man.
Yeah, they did. Listen, I can't wait to rookie minicamp where I can see Sandstrill versus Troy Franklin. Woo! Now we just need to add a tackle, and we got a good draft going.
Yeah, that'd be nuts.
Mhm.
All right, so now we have the Colts. Look at the Colts. See, you didn't even have to trade up.
Yeah, but I wanted an extra second rounder.
Oh, that's what you were trying to do.
Yeah, I wanted multiple of these guys.
No one wanted to give you their second, fourth, third.
Well, it was a third, an extra third, and a fourth. That is a pretty good deal if you're trying to.
It's not as attractive when we're only doing 2 rounds.
Fair. Fair.
I want to be able to see my pick. Okay. I want to be able to
Agreed. But hey, you could at least have told your guys, the fans, we just got incredible value for moving back like
There you
20
go.
picks.
Troy Franklin and Mike Sandstrill. Not the way I thought coming into the draft, but hey, I'll take it. That was a 2 solid
Yep.
for the Ravens. I like that.
All
now,
right.
now we got the future with Stevens and Sandstrill, and whatever Humphrey decides to do, we got Humphrey as well. So nice secondary. Kyle Hamilton still back there.
All right. Well, the Colts are on the clock. They moved back from 46, which was TJ Tampa, all the way back to 63. And they picked up quite a few extra picks because that's the Ballard way, damn it.
It is.
Right about that.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys.
And there's quite a few guys who they might like around here. There's still a few in this tier who they. Hmm. It's picking between your favorite kids.
Dreaming of a one.
And
just like the one. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
well, they already got weapon help with Brock Bowers. I'm going to say they get an edge right now because they like their freak athletes.
Yeah.
They like quite a few guys at this spot. Actually, you know what? I've changed my mind. Scrolling down, and I'm getting them one final piece de resistance
In existence.
for that secondary. They're going to get a safety in free agency, but they are going to go for Cam Hart,
I can see what's happening.
cornerback.
They don't
Notre
have
Dame.
Our trio's down to 2. Cam Hart. Shut down Academy's very own Cam Hart to the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gonna have a duo of Hart and what's the other guy you got last year?
Julius Brents. They're going to keep Penny Moore.
The longest corner combo in maybe the history of the league.
Cam
Those
and
guys are huge.
the combo of Brents and Hart.
Hey, Bill, you got 2 German shepherds out there patrolling the route.
Those are some very,
But here's the thing.
very big corners.
All
But
right.
they also fast, though. That's the thing. For their size, they are fast, physical, and agile. Like Brents was phenomenally agile coming out.
All right, so let's go with
Gus Bradley's very happy.
Chiefs. Let me take this pick from my boy Javon since he's no longer here. As you guys noticed, the Chiefs traded a corner in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
So they traded up and they, Javon does a lot of mock drafts to spite me, right? So he took Keon Coleman in like the 20s or something like that to spite me. Won't hold it against him, but better not happen again. And so with the Chiefs, I think the Chiefs, defending Super Bowl champions, yet again, select Kyrie Jackson, cornerback, Oregon.
Run on quarterback.
How about that run on Michigan players?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was pretty intense.
Just want to let you all know who are watching that was not, we did not do that on purpose. That was not intended. It just happened that way.
Yeah,
Hey, when you win the national championship, right? People want your players. That's just the way
There it is.
Yeah, the Jenkins, Roman Wilson, and Sandstrill run. Harbaugh is so happy for these guys.
Yep.
He's
Notice he
wrapped up.
didn't get any of his Wolverines with the Chargers.
He didn't, but
All right, let's
I'm sure
give
you
up
might get
some
him later.
grades, guys. Let's give up some grades. Who had the best draft, in your opinion, starting with Coach? Who had the best class? The best first 2 rounds, in your opinion?
Coach, you're muted.
You're muted, Coach.
I hate when that happens.
You were muted, Coach. It won't let me. Oh, your mic isn't connected. It says your mic isn't connected. He's having the me problem. Coach War ready. Can you hear us? Your mic is not connected. Someone send him a private message.
Yes, someone do that. He's
Yo,
probably
Matt,
dropping
slide
some
into his
absolute
DMs, man. It's late at night, but you slide in there.
Y'all hear me now?
Here we go.
There he is. Yeah.
Coach is back,
Yeah.
baby.
We knew we could find you. We knew. We
Yeah.
knew.
Yeah,
we knew
late.
the whole time. I had faith in
Y'all
you. That's
y'all
good.
late.
I just want you to know that I never
Hey
wavered.
man, if I didn't join the military at a young age, I would have no patience. I would have quit right then. So,
Technology.
all right.
So who had the
we
best
were
draft? Give
asking
me some grades. Yeah, give me some grades. Who had the best draft to you? First 2 rounds.
It's hard, man, because like I think some people got some players that they really needed.
Mhm.
If I'm gonna say who stole it, it got to probably be the Chiefs because them getting Keon Coleman and trading out Jadarius Sneed, and then they turn around and got a cornerback for him at the end of it. So
Kyrie Jackson.
I'll probably say the Chiefs probably stole it. So
I like it. Okay, Bill, what do you think? What say you?
It's a good question. Is there a way to see everyone's draft? Let's see.
Yeah. Can you go to like just
Well, when I go to your results, it only gives
because
the
you did
first
every
round.
your is everybody. All
Yeah.
right. So the Bears got Caleb. They got Odunze,
Oof.
and
Mm-hmm.
and in the second round, I think they got they got 2 in the second round as well. They got
Nubin and Van Pran.
Tyler Nubin and Van Pran.
Ooh.
That's a good class.
Oh.
You go Van Pran,
Oh.
Tyler Nubin, and you go Caleb Williams.
hey, who did the Cardinals get outside of? I know
The Cardinals got MHJ. They got Marvin Harrison Jr.
Right.
They got
Guyton.
Yeah, I know they got
Lassiter.
Guyton, and who
they got Guyton, and they got go back up.
They got Kamari Lassiter.
Yeah, Kamari Lassiter.
that ain't bad either.
That's good.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
The
I like what
Bears.
the Bengals did as well.
The Bears class is that's sexy.
He said
I mean, the
definitely
Bears just have that luxury of so many picks. Even before they traded away Justin Fields, they still had some extra.
Yep.
Yeah. But they got good picks though, like
Mhm.
Van Pran,
Right.
is a really good player, as well as I mean Tyler Nubin was probably the best safety in this draft.
Yep.
If you take out Dijon and make him a corner, and then you get Odunze, who's probably the second best receiver, and then you get Caleb, who's the best quarterback. So you got the top quarterback, second best receiver, probably the
And
second best center.
I was gonna say depending on probably the second best center. So that's not bad work.
No, that's not good work. Then I also want to point out the Bengals. You get Marius Mims in the first,
Mm-hmm.
whom I like, and then in the second you get Brandon Fisk. 2 guys in the trenches that you can really, hang your hat on.
Yeah, I mean, Fisk gives you something. I'm not gonna, compare him to Geno Atkins, but he gives you something you haven't had since Geno Atkins.
Right. Oh, you know why I do like what Bill did with the Giants. That was nice. Getting to
I was looking at that and I was like, okay, if we're talking about trenches built up, the Giants got Olu, they got
Sweat
and Darius Robinson.
Yeah, that was crazy. When you get Darius Robinson,
we're about to at least win on one side of the football.
Right.
I can tell you
I
that
was
much.
y'all about to F
tempted
stuff
to go
up.
Robinson for the Colts. He fit very well.
Y'all finna F some stuff up. I ain't gonna hold you. The Browns only had 1 pick, but getting Ladd McConkey at 55 in the second round was
not
great.
bad. That's not bad.
It's not bad at all. I like what the Titans did as well. The Titans ended up getting Neighbors, correct, in the first.
Yep. They got Neighbors in round 1, and then round 2 they got Jordan Morgan
and Malik Neighbors. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
And also the Texans. I was so pissed off on how good of a draft I got for them.
Yeah, that was crazy. The Texans ended up with who did they get? They got
Verse and Xavier Worthy.
Worthy and Verse, yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that would
What about
be.
Green Bay? Green Bay had a really good draft. You got Braylon Allen. You also got who else did they get? They got 2 second-round picks. So they had Braylon Allen, and they had King. What's his name? Kieran.
Kingsley.
Yeah.
You about
from BYU, or it was BYU, and then
Yale,
not BYU. Sorry, Yale. And then in the first, so they get the tackle from Yale, and then they get the
Cooper DeJean, baby,
the local running back, and then they get Cooper DeJean in the first. That's really good. Cooper DeJean could come in day one and be their kick returner and play corner. Hey, imagine Cooper DeJean and Jair Alexander. Whew.
Yep, that's a nice back end.
Yeah, it's definitely a nice back end.
And also, I gotta give a shout out to the Lions.
Yeah,
they stopped Nate Wiggins' slide.
Yep,
and then responded, and they got Roman Wilson.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nate Wiggins and Roman Wilson. That's a nice duo.
They've become a very fast team.
Need it immediately. And then the thing is like they didn't need a lot coming into this draft. So you get arguably the best corner in this draft, if not the second best corner by many people's standards. And then you get Roman Wilson, who's just a do-it-all wide receiver. Can block, can catch, can run past you. Can do a lot of different things. I like what they did. The Falcons with Terrion Arnold kind of surprised me, but I do like the pick.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the second round, what did they do in the second round?
In the second round,
did they even have a second round pick?
Well, they traded away a second rounder to get. So
they get Terrion Arnold and they get Justin Fields. So not bad. They get a quarterback and they got a corner. So I like that as well. I like the Raiders getting Patrick Paul in the second, and then in the first, I believe they got. Who did they get in the first? The Raiders.
The Raiders, they got Johnny Newton.
Yeah, Johnny Newton. I like that too. I like that. So build the trenches. You've seen it a lot, and I think that's what the NFL draft is going to be. It's going to be a lot of teams getting better in the trenches.
Also, shout out to on the inverse of that, defensive backfield draft.
Yeah,
Steelers, Kalen Bullock, and Quinyon Mitchell.
Yeah, that was good. Good.
You gotta be watching out there, man. That AFC North.
Never gets easier. Never gets easy. All right. Well,
the ability to make the quarterback hold the ball half a second longer means that all of your upfield pressure guys get more sacks.
TJ Watt.
Oh,
jeez. Yeah.
You're asking a half second longer for your offensive line to block TJ Watt
and Alex Highsmith. Yes,
enjoy that. Well, good luck with that.
And Nate Herbig's going to see more snaps next year. Watch.
Yeah, he is. I like Nick Herbig a lot. Yeah, all right, well, y'all, that was a very fun exercise activity. Thank you guys for tuning in with us and rolling with us for the entire 2 hours, almost 3 hours now. And mock draft. Shout out to Javon and Coach War joining us for the mock draft today. And Mr. Curl, again, thank you so much. We're always humble when you're around, man. We appreciate it, man. Your expertise and knowledge is just second to none. We call Mr. Bill Sensei, Then we have Jay, the voice. We call him the voice because he literally sounds like he's supposed to be narrating for NFL films. And then it's your boy, Draft Nerds. Holla at me. And till next time, man, we will see you later. Hey,
indeed.
Keep it locked.
It is the most wonderful.